What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the first episode of the Underground Nerd Nation, our podcast, me and my homies. I'm Keston, a.k.a. DJ Nexus.
Yeah, I'm Camden, a.k.a. Calamus, gamertag.
I'm Adrian. You know, I ain't cool like y'all. I ain't got no alias or whatever, you know. Y'all just call me A-Town for the time being. I'll upgrade that later.
Get your life together.
And of course, the best for last, your boy Dash is in the house.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You want to throw an alias in there for
I
yourself?
don't have an alias. Dash is the alias.
That's just the
Okay.
alias?
Dash is the alias.
You
All
know how
right.
many things
He
you do
lucky
with
like
Dash?
that.
Y'all went to school with me, y'all know.
His whole last name is a setup. Like,
It is.
Actually, it is.
I'm jealous.
Perfect pickup line. Perfect pickup line. Your Dash? You lied to me. Why would I lie to you about what my name is? Because it could be an alias and it could be real.
You do kind of got that superhero alias thing
You do.
going on.
You do. He got the most original American first name
Yeah.
in Justin, and then he just got Dash. Like,
And on top of that, I ran track too.
it goes hand in hand.
He has the perfect speedster.
I ain't gonna go
Alias.
into, you know, superhero names about, you know, your boy over here. So,
See? Superhero.
there's-
Everybody watch The Incredibles.
see, there you go.
I ain't even
you
think
go.
about that.
And yeah, you're right. You're right.
But anyways, just so y'all kind of know what the podcast is about. It's just a bunch, well, not a bunch, four of us, but you know what I mean. Four of us, we all nerds, you know, we all been friends for a long time. And matter of fact, just to point it out real quick, funny story about how we all met. We're all actually from probably one of the nerdiest places to work. We all
story.
came from Best Buy. That's where we all met, at Best Buy.
Portable. Let's get it.
I was back in inventory, so they didn't really like me at first, but then
Three Musketeers over here, baby.
You became part of the family.
I became part of the family eventually.
Had to.
You know how we do, you know, dealing with portable electronics such as MP3s, cameras.
All worthless technology that cell phones replaced.
Basically,
right?
you know,
Yeah.
basically.
I was like, matter of fact, we was there before iPod, wasn't we?
You remember when they used to try and make us sell more Zunes than
Dude,
iPods?
the Zoom?
Oh,
Hey, the Zoom,
yeah.
yes,
I
the
remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I remember. And I wanted a Zoom so bad.
I wanted
I missed
I
a Black
wanted
Friday.
a Zoom.
Chance of Black Friday and missed it. They had a good deal on a 250 gig.
I wanted a Zoom just to spite Apple.
See,
If I'm being honest, I,
I mean,
wanted a
true story.
Zoom just to spite Apple.
true story. Because it was basically how you got Samsung and Apple. It was Zoom and Apple.
Team Android.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all day, Team Android.
Speaking of
Team
technology,
Android.
Yeah,
it's
don't-
not
don't burn
amazing
us
that
too
you can
bad.
Actually, a hardcore game on your cell phone. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can Xbox game on your cell phone now.
Yeah, you
Can't do
showed me
with,
that.
you know,
You showed
that
me
other
that.
console you be bragging about so much.
Well,
But you can play PS on phone now.
Yo,
Yeah,
what?
you can if you download the.
If you got an Xperia Play,
no, the Sony.
where you get one of those at now?
What's the app for the Sony?
I was about to say,
Where you can-
Bro,
I
I
definitely
felt
don't
some.
It's a
I
Sony
felt some
remote.
kind of animosity then when he was talking about.
did.
Hey, did you feel that?
Yeah, I did. That's why I was
you
looking
did
like,
ride
oh, where's
hard
this
with
going?
that.
I'm just trying to figure it out. You know, you over here doing research.
Yeah, it was because you can play it. You can God, what is it called? PS.
Dude, I don't think
I
they got a
get-
PlayStation emulator on there, do they?
I ain't.
You do.
An
You-
emulator is
like,
a
if you
whole
could-
different story.
Well, not
Well, not
you know what
emulator, but I mean, like, if my PS4 is
My bad.
on, I can play it on the go. That's the what
Okay,
app
I
is
think
that?
I know what you're talking about.
I can't
I don't know
remember.
what the app is called, but I think I
It's
know what you're
apps. I
talking
did it
about.
in New York. God.
Yeah.
But yes, you can kind of play the PS5 or PlayStation games on the go, technically.
Technically,
And when I find the app, I'll let you know.
all
in a
right.
couple minutes.
That'll be the next episode, I guess.
Right.
All right, we'll take
Talk
it off.
about mobile gaming, how it's transformed and everything.
Yeah, boy. I'm putting so many hours into some mobile games, boy. That shit's ridiculous. Like, you would really think that I'd be, like,
But you
way
know
better
what's-
at it.
You know what's funny though? Just for mobile games have become like, there's people that kind of designate themselves as gamers, but only play mobile games.
Now,
Like, you know,
that's,
back in the day,
Yeah, I know
you had to have like PlayStation, Xbox, or
Yeah.
a PC to consider yourself a gamer.
Just so you know, Adrian, it's PS Remote Play. It's how you play Sony games.
So a Sony fan had to look up the app
Oh,
because he plays Microsoft on his phone and not Sony.
but your argument was to prove how do you play Sony games on your phone, and that
Just
was
trying to
not
figure out why you don't, if you can.
I
You
could remember,
choose
so you
to
told me
play
to do my
Xbox.
research, and I did the research to
All right,
prove the facts.
Look, I'm just pointing out a fact. You
I
see
feel
me?
like there was an
And that was a
argument
fact.
at one point about Xbox and Sony between them two.
I think there was. I feel it. But let me
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on. Let me
it was.
ask y'all this though: would you consider a gamer to be a gamer, but if he only plays mobile games, or she?
No,
If they only play mobile games, would they be considered a gamer?
Now, what's the definition of mobile games? Are we talking about apps
On
on a
your-
phone, or
on
does
your-
a Switch count?
We'll say,
No,
we'll say
not the
phones.
Switch,
talking about the
because the
phone.
Switch
Phones
is.
and
But that's
tablets.
mobile. That's the same as saying
No.
PSP or Game Boy.
But I'm talking about mobile as far as like mobile, like your
I
mobile
like
phone.
Like the term
classify
mobile,
as
where you
being
can
a
connect
gamer.
it to
I
a,
wouldn't
where you can
either.
connect it to a mobile network. You got to be able to connect it to a mobile network.
Well, I guess it depends on the gamer you ask, because if you ask PC gamers, the answer is no, because
Well,
they don't.
PC gamers
they don't
don't count.
believe
Look,
in.
you're going to a whole nother ball.
That's what
I
I'm
was about to
saying.
say,
Like, it
PC
depends on who
gamers
you
don't
ask.
count because PC gamers don't think nobody else are gamers except
Oh
them.
nah, the master race.
The PC master.
They are the master race.
Agreed.
Because I used to be a part of them.
Oh, for real?
Yo, yeah, I slide away from the consoles for a while there. You know what I'm saying? Because you can. What?
Trader.
Look, bro, I had some friends.
Look, I'd be a trader too if I
That's
had
how it
the money
always
to
starts.
Look, bro, you can't play World of Warcraft on the console. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're right.
feel me?
Right.
We're right. I played Fable on the computer. The first Fable,
Uh huh.
freaking amazing.
Life changing. I'm
It was.
telling you,
I'm not gonna
bro.
lie.
There's some games on the PC that.
So RuneScape, y'all out here playing RuneScape
Oh,
and throwing
nah.
chickens and stuff.
Nah, I ain't playing
That's
RuneScape.
what y'all doing.
Nah, you-
Okay,
nah.
look, I don't know because I'm not a PC gamer.
Hey man, RuneScape is still popping. And
I
that game's
know.
over like 20 years old.
I know, which is ridiculous.
Like people play on their phones now. So would you consider that a gamer?
So is the
If you
game,
can play RuneScape on your phone,
It's only gaming if you're playing like I'm playing the Xbox game on the phone, because I'm actually playing a game that's on an actual console.
So is it the controller
I was
or
about
the
to say-
ability to control the game, like a joystick or a steering wheel
I was
or
about
a
to say,
keypad?
I feel like if we're gonna say mobile games, it needs to be something that the phone has to control. Because
Yeah.
if you're playing it on your phone, even though you're controlling it with your phone, it's still connected to your Xbox.
Not the Samsung app one, the actual mobile app. If you have the Xbox Game Pass, you're actually wirelessly playing. Like I don't have an Xbox, so my phone counts as an Xbox to actually allow me to play Xbox games. So like Doom and Halo and all that, I can play that on my phone. I have a controller, yes, to support to play Xbox game, but the phone itself is playing a Microsoft game. I would classify that as hardcore gaming because that game I'm playing is on a console.
Yeah.
If it's not on a console, I don't classify it as a hardcore game. Most games on the phone is going to be like Solitaire.
I feel like
and
that's. I feel like that's a gray area though. Just
Yeah, that's
because you can
stepping.
play those same games on a console, like I can't play, or can you play
you can't play Doom on a cell phone. I mean,
Yeah, nah.
the app wise.
nah.
Most of those like stick
So
figures and little small.
let's
Maybe
stuff.
you
limit
can.
down.
I don't know, man. There's so many apps out there, so many games out there on the phone that I still don't know.
So let's
that-
limit down a little bit.
I
Hold
was
on.
about to say,
Let me
Clash of
interject.
Clans. You can't play Clash of Clans on Xbox, can you?
So let's say you're a mobile
I
gamer
don't know.
and you play
I don't think
only
so.
on your phone, right? But all you play on your phone is emulated games from consoles. Are you considered a gamer or a mobile gamer? If you're only running an emulator and
I'd say
controlling it
gamer.
through your phone.
I'll say
I said
about to say
gamer.
you're a
because you're
gamer at
playing
that point
because you're playing games
an
on
emulator.
physical.
You're a console gamer.
Console gamer. It has
Even
to
though
be,
you're not playing on a console.
it doesn't matter. As long as,
Well-
as long as you're playing a console game, it has to be a console game. It can be on the mobile phone, but as long as it's actual a console game,
If it's a console
I
game
would
with
classify
console
the-
controls, now
With console controls.
yeah,
yes,
That's
because
considered a console.
that's a console that would be considered game.
That's a console game. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess what we need to separate is that if it's a game made for mobile, because like Clash of Clans
Yeah,
was made for
specifically
mobile. Candy Crush
mobile
was made
games.
for mobile.
Right.
So I believe that should be the classification
So people out here playing Words with friends,
and considering themselves
are
gamer.
they considered gamers?
No.
Are they
They're-
playing Words with friends?
No,
They're
they
not
would.
considered
They would tell
themselves
They don't
you
get a
classify
pass.
as gamers.
They can't come to the picnic.
No, they would because they wouldn't classify themselves as gamers. They would be like, "Oh, I'm playing this for my free time."
But that's the
It's
thing.
kind of interesting. Play.
That's the thing though. Some of them do consider themselves gamers because they play a bunch of games that are mobile games.
This is true.
Like Candy
So
Crush. Clash
is there
of
a
Clans.
separation?
Really?
Then?
Yeah,
That
that's
means
why
you got.
I thought it was interesting.
I mean, what would you call like a chess like board games?
Right.
Those are called. I guess you can consider them gamers because it is a board game, like chess and checkers and Operation, all that. All them board games. If somebody like Scrabble, for example, is the same thing with like Words with Friends.
Well, I
Pretty
think
much.
that's when you got.
So we're taking
because
Go ahead, Keston.
the only reason the term gamer came up was because of console games.
Agreed.
Or no, it was because of arcade.
Well, either way,
That's
electronic
still,
games.
That's
though.
still
That's
in
what
a
I'm saying.
console run. It's just
Yeah,
a
but
bigger,
you're not going to
You're-
your grandma's house to play Monopoly and saying you're a gamer. Like,
yeah, exactly.
that don't fly. I'm sorry.
And if
And
you
I
do,
mean, let's be honest. When you play board games, at least when I remember playing board games, it was more of like a family thing to kind of like spend that family time. So,
Which turned into
which turned into hell.
What? Yo.
Especially like the Monopoly
What?
and Uno.
Look, me and my family has played some Monopoly. Ooh. We've then spent some nights on the same game.
And now, did
You
you,
gotta
Same
pause.
game.
Let
You
me ask
gotta
you a
bag
question.
up your
You gotta
stuff in a
pause
Ziploc
did you
bag.
ever find
You
an
gotta
ending to
pause
that
it.
game? Did you ever beat Monopoly?
Yes.
Because I don't know how you beat it.
I mean, I
just
lost,
see people play it
but
forever.
You just bankrupt everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole.
See, people I play with, they just keep playing to you.
You got to turn
Well,
into,
some people like me, like if I hit Park Place, a boardwalk when there's a hotel on it, I get up and walk out. I don't care how much money I got. I don't care how much property I got.
You ain't
getting up.
mortgaging nothing.
No.
You ain't selling nothing.
I ain't gonna make no money back.
You ain't making no deals off of get out of jail free cards you got stacked up.
Fuck no, bro. You hit that motherfucker. It's 5 G's or something like it's high.
It's an astronomical number.
It's a high.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all the math to sell all my property.
So you only got $12.95 in the bank.
I'm getting up and I'm walking off the game.
You just got hit by Marvin Gardens with a hotel. So you coming down the row of terror and you hit that Park Place with a hotel line. You done with it.
I'm done with the game.
I feel
I'm
you.
doing it. I'm going to make me a drink. I'm going to go pee. And I'm going to cuss out whoever had the hotel on fucking Boardwalk or Park Place.
Yeah.
I love Boardwalk.
And I'm gonna, yeah, exactly.
Why? It's too
But
expensive.
see, I'm the most.
See, that's why y'all lose.
But
Nah,
everybody
fuck
lands
that.
on Boardwalk, though.
I'm
No,
the
no,
man
no.
that always tries to get all the railroads.
You would.
Hey, man, there's 4 spots.
There's one surefire
4
way.
spots. And you get off of them, bad boy. That's $200.
How much money you start with in Monopoly since we done came off on this weird tangent? It's like $1,500, right?
Oh, I thought it was like 500. I ain't playing Monopoly.
No, you start with a large sum of money. You got to go around the board a couple times before you can buy stuff and all that kind of stuff. So let's say you save me a little change. You didn't got hit with income tax and all that weird stuff you got to pay.
Fuck that income tax.
Right. So you
Some
pay,
bullshit.
you buy your boardwalk, your Park Place, your little green properties. I don't even remember North Carolina Avenue. You know what I mean? You buying off these
green
expensive
ones.
properties. Yeah.
Which is another one I used to go for.
So you spending all your
You're
money
right.
on these expensive properties while I'm buying up the slum village. Like I want Baltic.
You want Baltic Ave?
I want Baltic
you
with a
make
hotel on
$50
it.
off of.
It's 1,500.
Bro, you get both of them. You get both of them, right?
Mediterranean, right?
Mediterranean and Baltic, right? You get both of them. You ain't gonna make but $450, but the chances of you getting that property are more because you got more people coming across go than you would coming around the backside of the board. Because a lot of times you pick up them cards where it says events to go, and then what you doing? You rolling the 2 or 3. Bam. Let me get your 350. That should be hurting sometimes, and then you hit Oriental.
I tell you, it'd be hurting when nobody give me
Then you hit them pinks
$500.
and them reds and them yellows. And by the time you get around to them blue properties, you boy tapping out.
Look, your little purple property. I'm gonna give you change. I'm gonna give you extra, just because I'm gonna be able to pay that little shit.
FYI for the audience, apparently we're gonna play a whole game of Monopoly on the podcast.
Can I be a
very
dog?
soon.
Oh, it's going down.
I'm calling a dog.
I'm calling a hat.
It don't matter what y'all
I guess I'll
pick.
take the car then.
I knew it.
You would.
Somebody always got to be the car.
Just a black guy.
Steamboat. Chug chug over here. We collecting more.
Are you the steam? Oh, you the tug?
Tugboat,
You the ship?
Just roll.
He better
Roll.
be Titanic go down.
Hey, everybody going down with me though.
Hey, he purchasing a
Nigga, I'm
purple
a dog.
property.
I
That's
can
what's gonna happen.
I'm a dog. I'm gonna be okay. I'm
You ain't
a
swimming from that
dog,
iceberg.
dog.
I'm about to hit. I'm taking everybody down.
Boy, you going y'all crazy. Oh yeah, so hotel on Boardwalk. Sorry, I had to look this up. It's two G's.
To buy it.
No, when you hit,
you land on it.
you land on that beast.
So how much is it to buy a property on that? How much is one house? Because you got to have 4 houses stacked up before you can get the hotel.
Houses are what? How much? Is a
I was
house?
about to say
Because every
I
go
been
around.
long
least
time, 'cause-
experienced in Monopoly because I was aware of how it breaks up families.
Oh, it will.
I'm too positive to play something like that.
If I'm anywhere near right, I want to say on that side of the board it's 200 per house. So you're going to spend 800 plus another 2 to get the hotel.
Bro, I just pulled up a whole chart.
It's like that's how. See,
You ready?
that's how serious.
Go
this
ahead and
stuff
tell me
is.
how right I am.
Look,
Because I feel it.
man, we done went off on a tangent on something. But you know what? But fuck, I need to talk about
Yeah,
this.
we need to go ahead and
I
finish
need to
this
talk about
topic
this.
out.
I really need to talk about this. Look,
Before we finish, go farther. Y'all remember Payday? I'm sorry, you finished Monopoly.
oh, I love Payday.
You remember the game Payday?
Oh, of course.
Thank you. So many
Nobody
people
don't?
remember Payday.
I remember Payday.
Remember Payday?
Yeah, I remember Payday. We used to
Payday
play
was
Payday a
slept
lot.
on.
I
Payday
never
was
played
slept on.
Payday,
I feel
but
like-
I'm aware of
I feel
Payday.
like Payday actually taught you about life. Because you start off good,
Yeah.
but when the month got falling down, boy,
But you know what's funny though? Now that you mentioned that, Monopoly and Payday made life seem fun. That shit lied. But Monopoly was more like lined up with how life is. Like people screw you over. They bankrupt you any chance they get.
Payday was that too. It was just on a monthly basis with yourself.
Yeah, but see, Monopoly is misconceiving because you got your friends fucking you over. Not
Exactly.
banks and shit.
See, Payday, it's just you fucking yourself over.
Well, now my payday consists of me not having anything on payday because it goes straight to Uncle Sam and Bills.
Oh yeah,
They don't teach you about that shit.
That is not a class.
No, it's not. Even though
It was a class actually. We learned that in high school. We just-
What,
they teach you-
economics?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't teach you enough.
It's not enough.
They don't teach you
It is
enough.
not nearly enough.
It is
some shit.
lacking,
I'm
severely lacking.
still finding out shit.
Still.
Still.
I be finding stuff out as like just same way with college. Like you just find shit as you go.
You sure do.
Like stuff that I learned in college, nobody told me. But anyways, before we even go off on that tangent, that could
Yeah.
be a whole nother
That's
episode.
that's down
We
the
need to
line.
circle back around.
Yeah, circle back around.
Monopoly.
Oh, we coming back to Monopoly.
Are we going back to Monopoly?
I thought we
y'all-
were coming around too.
I thought
like,
y'all was.
Oh, no, we're
still
gonna-
going.
nah,
I
we're
did,
gonna-
I did
nah,
get
what-
you off
what-
Payday. I got too hyped with Payday.
No, Payday was dope.
Because
So was
nobody
Life.
remember Payday,
You remember
so-
Life too?
I didn't play Life. I remember Life, but I didn't play Life. Payday,
talking about
Payday was
Life
my
like
life.
board game?
And see, Life tried to teach you about college, and then they still gave you a bullshit ass job at the end.
They really did.
Like you can be a doctor, but then you can fuck around and be a teacher too, and this and your salary ain't shit.
which is terrible. Like,
It really is.
Can we talk about how, like, so I read this the other day, in the news that Anderson, South Carolina teachers, or I think the whole state, actually, it might have just been our district, but all the teachers are going to get a bonus like $2,000, which I think is really good.
They're deserving.
They
think
they
of
deserve
everybody.
that. It's lacking though. You know what I mean? Like $2,000. I feel like after everything that teachers have been through is kind of a slap in the face.
I
Like
thought
they
that
should
was
get
everybody
this.
though, right? Wasn't that everybody? That they were going to do that for all teachers?
I said all the
'cause didn't
teachers get it,
Biden's-
but I think
Biden's-
what Adrian is pointing out is the fact that it's only $2,000. Like
Yeah.
$2,000, yay! But at the same time, like
Yeah.
as much as they've been putting up with, especially teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with my cousin. She's a teacher, and we got on the topic of money. I was like, how much do y'all make? Because I like heard stories, but I didn't know for sure. And then she told me, I was like, I work 3 days a week and I make more than you. Like, how did that shit make sense?
Yo, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I was like,
I'm
my-
telling you, man, that's a
my
whole
job
subject
don't
for another
deserve
time, man.
Yeah,
That's a subject for another
We're gonna
time
have to
because, like,
bring
real
that
shit,
around.
they don't pay teachers enough, man. Especially they teaching our youth and stuff.
Oh man,
Boy, I know when I was young, boy, what teachers have to go through,
What?
and times change, so everybody's a lot more older but younger, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because of how things evolve.
Now you got teachers sleeping with kids. Like, where was I at?
And
Phew, nasty.
I, I'm just saying, like, why can't we didn't witness no shit like that. It was teachers beating our ass sometimes.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that happened in high school that we really don't know about. Like,
Yeah,
that
we just
hits
didn't pay
home.
attention
You
to
know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that people just keep to themselves.
Oh yeah.
We know
A
better
lot of
now
stuff,
because
yeah.
we're older and we pay attention to that now, seeing all the signs. But when we were younger, we didn't pay attention to that.
Nope, sure didn't. We were trying to figure out, like,
Is there
don't know
pizza
about that.
or French fries for lunch today? Because
the rectangle pizzas.
Boy.
Let's get it, boy. I don't care what y'all say. If they can
Oh.
sell them in the store right now, I'd buy 20 boxes.
with the
Why
side of
was it
corn,
so
right?
good, though?
With the side of corn,
Nah,
because
not
it
the corn.
always came with the corn.
I just want the pizza.
Why was it
Nobody
so
ate
good,
the
though?
corn. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
The piece, the fact that pizza was so good makes no sense.
It makes no sense. But I swear they sprinkled crack crumbs in that bad
Something.
boy. Like, it was so good.
I don't think the pizza was that great. I think it was in comparison to how terrible the other food was in school. Like, yo, there's pizza? It's like some cardboard with some sauce and cheese on top? Yo, let me get that, because that stuff we had yesterday was garbage.
I don't know. Some of that stuff was on point. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, come on now. You ain't got a lot of these
I don't,
nice people.
look. I'm gonna have a homie on here when let's go talk about it. Back in high school, we had some good food. I was cool with the lunch ladies.
Was it the food that was coming through the free lunch line, or was it the stuff you had to pay extra for, like the Chick-fil-A sandwich and the
Both.
French fries and the wraps and stuff?
Both.
Because the food.
Clucks Deluxe. Let's get it. Yo. Everybody know about
the
Clucks
nacho
Deluxe.
bar.
Because Bean Burrito Day was not good, bruh.
Well,
Bean
keyword
burrito.
bean burrito. That sounds horrible.
Yeah,
in
You
high
need
school.
some meat in there.
I mean,
Oh, you thought there was going to be meat in the bean burrito. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the description of the food had it cut and dry. I'm sorry.
Nah,
Yeah.
it was. I remember being because I didn't get it
Yeah, I did.
Nah,
I ate it the
avoided
one
that.
time.
because it didn't even look appetizing. It looked like a wet, it looked like a wet blanket wrapped around some brown.
the trick is the
trick.
This is the trick. You wait till everybody goes through the line, get their food, the whole line. Then you go towards the end. If you're cool with lunch lady, you get the fresh food, you get more, and it's good. It works out, but you gotta know how to work it.
So what you're saying though is that my lunch experience was so bad because I was shy. That's what you're telling me?
No, your lunch experience was bad because you didn't wait after everybody went to build a relationship with the cafeteria ladies and be like, "Oh, he's really cool. Oh, he's nice. No, give him some extra fries. No,
No.
give."
So, because my teacher was letting us out of class early before lunch so they could get rid of us, and we had the first spottings in line, we was like getting the small rations. We got like they got to spread that out.
Exactly. They have to ration out because
Okay.
everybody
All right.
coming through. But when you are the last one, everybody pretty much came through.
So that's why I only got one cherry and 2 pieces of pineapple in my fruit mix,
Yep.
and the rest was that soggy ass
Yep.
pears and peaches.
Yep.
Say you didn't trash them though. Say you didn't.
Look,
Bro, the whole plate.
Exactly. Because you
Look,
know it's
I got a
lunchtime at
friend.
school. Oh,
I'm
you
trying to tell you,
hungry?
I got a friend that was right there with me. You know, Ron Jones.
Yeah,
He was
man.
right there with me.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Ron's good people. Shout out to Ron.
Shout out to Ron Jones.
Well, first
Yeah,
of all, I just want to say, we just thank everybody that's listening in right now. You know, we're going on our soapbox right now, but you know, this is the first episode, so we just trying to get the bugs out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the jitters out. Just doing our thing.
Not
But-
the bus, and it's not strict. I mean, we can go wherever we want to with it. Y'all just know that the main point of this podcast is we're a bunch of nerds. But
Yep.
we could go anywhere on this.
And we just want y'all to be a part of our family. You know,
right.
we just want
I
y'all
was
to
like,
be with
y'all,
us.
y'all just saw we went all the way back to high school in the cafeteria, just talking about how bad the food was. We're gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, because first off, I'm 87, but y'all,
God dang.
89, baby.
88.
90.
Youngster.
But you know what? After Dad said, it was like, oh, they about to say something. I know one of them gonna say something. It's like I'm the baby and didn't even realize it.
so I'm the oldest. Ew.
So, as we know, it is Black History Month still.
This is.
This
So-
is true.
As a dedication, we've decided to describe, since we are nerds, our favorite superheroes or one of our favorite black superheroes. So starting off with mine, of course, you know, the famous kids show, Kids WB. I'm a Static Shock fan.
Yes, sir.
Old school
Yes,
cartoon
sir.
Static Shock. You know, when Romeo with the opening, credits.
Oh boy, Virgil.
And it just got approved. That's going to be part of they going to get a movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear
Get
that.
it.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
did
Michael
hear
B.
that.
Jordan direct? Is he directing or producing it?
Michael B. Jordan. Really?
Yeah, he's involved.
I
man.
thought he was a new Black Superman. Didn't they have a?
No,
Oh,
that's a whole different.
Yeah, they-
Oh, was it a whole separate? Okay.
It was like one of them things. It was a rumor that he might play a Black Superman, but I think that got canceled pretty quickly.
Oh, okay. I remember hearing that, but of course, you're right. It did die off real quick, but
that got canceled faster than Nicolas Cage playing Superman, man.
but
But we gonna bring it back. We gonna bring it back around. Go ahead, Dad. Go ahead.
But a couple of reasons why Static Shock's one of my my favorite superhero. Back as being a kid, there wasn't that many Black superheroes. So kind of a Black kid in the neighborhood, struggling. It's one of those shows where it wasn't really false. Like to a certain extent, it kind of showed you the struggle too. Like it's not all peachy and perfect, and things don't always work in the best way.
It's relatable.
Exactly, and you
Yeah.
see your kid. I mean, of course, I don't have dreads, but I see myself as African American, and we're struggling, and there's differences around here, and luckily me, I have both my parents, but in his case, he only had his dad and didn't have his mom. So for people who run into that issues, I'm pretty sure they could kind of relate to that. So I'm definitely help with that. But I mean, also his superpower. I mean, electricity. I mean, you can do so much with electricity. You can control electronics, decontrol it. I mean,
Shuts things off.
Bro, my man flew on top of a fucking sewer, yo. Yo, you know how fire that was when I first seen that?
I was about to say, and just looked at it, was like, I can make that fly. And just hopped on it. And just like,
but if you think about it,
Everything- Yo,
if you watch, and because as you see, my homie Adrian's actually watching it right now. When he's fighting people, he uses power, but the way he uses it is because he's actually smart. I mean,
Right.
like he uses strategy with electricity, and he'd be like, "Oh."
So let's talk about that, like, because Static Shock's power is almost limitless. You know what I mean? Like, any situation you can add electricity into, you can change the molecular makeup of certain things. You know what I mean? So, like, your man's stuck in a gas chamber, gas is filling up. This man starts adding pressure to it by adding more electrical shocks inside the gas chamber and blows it up. Like, who thinks of that? How do you think of that? How do you think, yo, I'm trapped, but let me go ahead and do what I do because I'm the hero of this story. Like,
And
I gotta pull my bootstraps
And still
up.
take the struggle home because you could have did better, but you can only do as much as you can do,
Yep.
and nobody's gonna follow you because nobody else is taking that slack.
now because he was big into physics and stuff, right?
yeah, he was a nerd.
Yeah.
And then,
now because he was up there. Maybe I don't know, but I thought he was. To me, he was up there with like Peter Parker type intelligence, right?
Well, and-
or would you say not as
not-
much,
not as quite as
quite.
high because his partner was more the nerdy one. He
Richie.
Richie.
Richie was
Richie was that dude.
Yo.
Yeah, Richie was dope.
Richie
Yeah.
was that dude.
Richie
especially
came
when
over-
he ended up becoming his sidekick. Yo,
when he found out he had power. Oh my yo.
no, I remember.
He had powers.
Did he have powers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why he was so smart.
Yeah, his power
His
were
power
super
was
intelligent.
that,
The Big Bang amplified his ability.
That's right. That's right. Sorry, it's been a long time since I watched that shit.
That's why I had to bring it back because people only think of the new generation. I mean, which I have nothing against. Like I said, love new generation. Have nothing against it, but the old school is kind of what we grew up with. What got everything popping. Because without that, none of this would have ever started. And not cracking on other superheroes, but for what especially I'm not trying to be really dark, but what we're going through right now, it's just kind of good to show like
Yeah.
we have something to kind of relate to versus how everything else is out there to watch or not watch.
Look, when that show first started on WB, like I thought that jump was everything. I ain't even gonna lie, I loved it. I was hooked since the first episode. Seeing a black kid,
And that was the thing.
Baggy
the fact it
pants.
was a black
Baggy-
kid.
We got baggy pants.
yeah,
Yeah.
because this was before Miles Morales.
yeah.
Yep.
Like this was before him, like way before him. You know what I'm saying? So this was, I don't know, man. It just to show like the way that it was directed, like all the production in it, just the music, how the animation was. The animation was.
They
Amazing.
had little Romeo doing the intro.
Well,
Doing
you
the
look
intro.
at other
When Lil Romeo
you look
died.
at other heroes, and I don't want to take anything away from any other hero, but you look at the minority of black characters in comics, and you got at the base of that, you got characters like Storm, you got characters like Blade, and they're all great,
Which we know
but they
Blade's
all
original.
have their origin stories, and that
Yeah.
origin story makes them who they are. Whereas in Static was a kid, and he was trying to figure it out just like any of us.
14, 15.
Really, he really hadn't made his origin story yet.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of his origin story.
And then he becomes
Facts.
a Teen Titan / Justice League. Like, he makes it to the top.
Bro, when they showed him in Young Justice for the first time,
Boy, come on now. Come on now.
yo,
Yeah.
lost
He
my
had,
shit. Yo,
had the grown man dreads.
What?
Oh man.
And he's,
Had the
and-
dark
and
color
honestly-
suit on?
it
And
was
honestly,
like,
because
oh,
now
fire.
I'm watching Young Justice now in the 3rd season, which, he's a little bit older, whatever, but he still struggles, like, no matter what.
Look, when they showed him in Young Justice, I lost my shit because like people don't realize. Look, everybody listening, go watch Young Justice. I'm telling
Yes.
you, top
That-
3.
Is there a
I was
season 4
about to say,
coming out, or
Young
did it stop at
Justice.
3?
I think they stopping at 3. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm
but
not sure.
I'm pretty sure I heard they.
I don't know if they renewed. Man, it took years for them to get season 3.
It
Yeah, I
did.
think you're right.
Years
I think you're right.
took years. So
Which I don't understand because Young Justice was
it
doing
did
well.
so well. I think I read something. It was it had to do with toy sales.
Damn corporate America.
I think that.
Toy sales. Something about it
That's
with the
not-
toy sales. That
Actually,
the
I
way
do
the-
remember that, right?
You remember that?
Yeah.
I blame
I
Toys
heard-
R Us.
I don't know if it's true. This is what I think I heard. I heard that for some reason, I heard more females were more into Young Justice than males
Really?
were.
Really? Which hey,
Which
'cause
fact
Artemis?
check that. Fact check that to make sure. But
Artemis
I think
was that chick, yo.
shit. Oh, I agree.
Artemis was that chick.
Artemis was that chick.
Yo, loved Artemis.
But you know what I think the problem was is that they didn't realize who their target market was because even though kids was watching it, yeah,
It was very.
he was watching that shit.
It was. It was. I think it was geared towards more to us.
Well, I think that whoever was the original creator probably geared it towards us, the ones that know about all the comics and all that kind of stuff, because it was a lot more. It was darker. It was more like covert ops, so to speak.
Yeah.
But
I think this plays off of the same thing as like the Clone Wars. So how the Clone Wars was the cartoon, it kind of plays into like being kids, but that
We was watching
goes way deep in the Star Wars trilogy,
So-
like way deep into everything.
Just Google what I was saying, and it says, while the show wasted episodes devoted to explaining these two characters and motivations, the problem was Young Justice is the women actually watched it. Apparently, a lot of them, or the majority of the Young Justice, were women that watched it. So that's pretty much why they pretty much
That's
canceled
dope
this.
though.
Bro, Aqualad was a black dude.
Which I mean, I don't
Jumping
think
at
it's bad.
Did that
shout
take,
out to Aqualad.
shout out to Aqualad from Young Justice?
Yeah, and he was black. Wait, no.
He was.
No, he was
Yeah,
black.
okay.
Yeah.
sorry.
Because his
Literally
because
what
his
we
dad
just
was
said.
You're right.
Black
Black
Manta.
Manta.
There's so many Aqua something,
Black
Aquaman,
Manta,
Aqualad. I could, in the time period you jump into, it's just a lot.
But yeah,
You know how
but
many alternate universes of superheroes there are?
don't go there.
Yeah, you know what? No,
Don't go there, bro.
We
I was
gotta
about
pause
to say
that.
we keep talking about other episodes. That's like 10 episodes. If we,
No,
if we go into
literally.
the different universes,
I know.
Underground Nerd Nature is gonna be in an alternate universe. I mean, we're gonna do the multiverse, which you can go.
and what's crazy is that we could do the multiverse for both DC and Marvel.
Oh my god, my head's gonna hurt
Yo,
so bad.
Oh,
what's
man.
that DC movie? With the Flash, Flashpoint.
Flashpoint
Paradox.
Paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's why I said.
But so
we could go for a minute.
Oh yeah, we could. But when you're thinking about Static Shock, so you know a lot of these kids now they seen Black Panther come out, and that was, oh man, he's like us.
Yeah.
Me growing up, you know, I seen Static Shock. Now, granted, I'm half black, so I wasn't. It wasn't all the way there for me, because there is no mixed superheroes until recently.
Until recently.
Until recently, so I'm saying shout out Miles Morales.
Oh,
let's get it.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
I consider Miles Morales black. That's why I was like,
No,
who?
I don't.
You mixed, baby.
I was just saying me because
Yeah, but that's a cultural thing too. I
Yeah.
think most
Yeah.
mixed people that are mixed with Hispanic kind of get the pass. You know what I mean? Like,
Y'all will classify as black. Y'all.
if you
I think
if you
we can-
black and Hispanic, most of the time they'll classify you as black.
Well, see, I classify as black even though I'm
Well,
half white.
that too. But it's just that
Because usually it goes by what your dad.
what your dad.
yeah, but
is.
it's more like a race thing versus like an ethnicity thing. Like it's kind of two different pathways.
Because culturally speaking, like most people would still consider Camden all the way black because culturally you vibe with
I
black
don't know.
people
Depends
more.
when he gets drunk. Which one is it?
We put that on. Oh,
Bring up everything.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
that white girl, that black girl.
Okay.
I'll play. I'll play.
That's all right. I'm static shock your ass.
You're gonna put a shock to your system. God damn.
No, he's not. Don't follow up with that. No, he's not. You got too many views out here. Don't be doing that.
I'm sorry. Don't sue me, WB.
But I love Static Shock, man. I'm glad that's your favorite. I mean, he's one of mine, definitely.
Yeah.
I love Static Shock.
Gotta be.
I just love Static Shock. I'm just saying, like when we was growing up, that was my.
That was it.
That was it.
And that was one of them shows everybody watched.
4:00. Drive school bus.
You gotta be back from school in time to watch that.
I was about to say when you got back to school the next day, everybody was talking about the Static Shock episode.
Yes.
Everybody watched Static
I'm
Shock.
telling you, bro. I don't care. I love Static Shock.
Oh,
I love
classic.
that man. Especially man when they showed him like I really nerded out when they showed him. In Justice.
Which
Like,
I'm not gonna lie
really
too.
nerded
I mean, I love Static too, but like I said, Miles Morales too. That's my dude too. I mean, for new age too,
Speaking of Miles Morales,
Yeah, y'all keep bringing them up, so I guess I'm gonna talk about them.
got to.
So, because your boy is over here with his half Hispanic and half black self, I had to pick the character that
perfect.
reflects that.
Did think about that.
And he also is half black, half Hispanic. And Miles Morales is one of the newest characters. You know what I mean? Came out in 2011. 10 years old. He's a 10-year-old character. That's crazy for anybody in the
Is
Marvel
he?
universe.
he is
He is.
new, bro.
Yeah. And being that new and already got a movie and already
got
coming out
phenomenal.
with a second movie
Got
It was
a
a
blockbuster movie.
Amazing.
into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse is fire.
It is,
amazing.
if y'all have not watched Into the Spider-Verse, that is a must watch for character development, for multiverse stuff. Like, it is incredible. The
Great
abilities,
story, all of it.
The emotional effect ties it pulls on you.
yo,
The
the
soundtrack is gas.
the soundtrack.
Ooh, I personally downloaded
God.
the soundtrack. I got a couple of people who know me, and I know them that actually download the soundtrack and bump it to work because it's that gas.
so good.
So good. The only soundtrack, which not to go off on a tangent, but the only other soundtrack that compares to Into the Spider-Verse is Black Panther. Those are the only two soundtracks you can like download the CD or
I'll agree
download
with
the
that.
whatever.
Now there's a couple of more out there, but I'd have to really think. But
I was about to, I
I didn't
guess
think hard,
off-
I didn't think
the
hard.
first
Off the
one that
top
comes to
of my
mind
head.
is Spider-Man, hands off. Like every track on there is gas.
yeah.
Like when I listen to the track, I can visualize the scene in the
That
movie.
was playing, yeah.
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 And then I put, and on top of that, shout out to the game because the game is actually pretty good too. So if you have not played the game, definitely play the game because you feel like Miles Morales, the power effect, the jumping around, amazing.
I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my list of it's already on there because you got to rep. You got to rep.
Shout
I
out
listen.
Spotify.
Shout out. So there's so many cool talking points about this character. Not only about his abilities, not only how he differs from the main Peter Parker. Because really, being a kid, my dad is a huge influence in me loving comic books. Like, I remember him taking me to comic book stores and us picking out stuff. And I remember Spider-Man being like one of the first ones that we picked up and looked at. And even with Peter Parker, man, it was just something cool about reading that storyline. But then when Miles came out, he just blew the door off of that character. Like, there are some things that separate his abilities from the original Spider-Man in negative ways and positive ways. But the things that he gains over the regular Spider-Man is incredible. And then just the cultural reasons that we got this character. Like, I've done a lot of research. The creators of Miles Morales cite that one of the reasons that they started to release this character and started putting him in comic books was because Obama was elected. Because Obama was elected president of the United States. That was one of the reasons they felt like the country was ready for Peter Parker to take a backseat to that role and for another character with different heritage to be able to take up that mantle.
And the crazy thing is the fact that fans took to it so fast.
Overnight, bro.
Yep.
Overnight.
And not only that, like the fact that he was black and Hispanic really had nothing to do with why they took to him. It was just the fact that he was that great.
Yes.
I watched
And
the video.
he was Spider-Man helped though.
I watched a video recently on YouTube. They had, because obviously now Peter Parker is training Miles Morales to be a better Spider-Man. But on YouTube, they have a battle of them fighting, like just kind of they're sparring, but they're like fighting serious. And it's cool because as Miles Morales, he's strong. Like he's technically stronger than Spider-Man because of his ability. The only way, from what I saw, Spider-Man was able to beat him, he had to actually get the Venom suit. I think that's really good. If you got to pull the Venom suit out to beat a kid,
Dude, his powers. His
That's-
powers
I
is
know.
different.
The
It looks like
camouflage, the electric venom
camouflage is
strike.
broke.
The Electrum Venom Strike is that right there is game changer.
It's not even that. You can turn invisible, bro.
Bro, that
You have
The
all the Spider-Man
camouflage.
senses, and you can turn invisible.
I was about to say, even if they took away the Venom strike thing, just the fact that he could turn invisible and still have
Yes.
Spider-Man abilities.
So here's that
He's
brings
stronger
up
than
another
Spider-Man,
thing.
too. He's stronger than Peter.
He is
Parker.
stronger. So here's the thing that really differentiates them is their spider sense. Peter Parker's spider sense is stronger than Miles. Miles is more of a instantaneous, like, dang, something is literally about to happen. Peter Parker can be across town and be like, oh, Mary Jane is falling off of a building. Let me leave. Let me get my suit on. You know what I mean?
Something don't feel right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he in the lunch line at school, like, oh dang, Rhino is about to, rob a bank. Like,
Which, what you saying that they showed that in the Avengers
yep.
when the spaceships came in, Peter Parker was on a bus crossing the bridge and he was like, something ain't right. And then he looked back.
The Peter Tingle.
Right?
Oh man,
Exactly.
The Peter Tingle.
Yeah, I can't wait for a
Shout out
second. I
Far
can't
From
wait for a
Home.
second movie.
Me either.
I'm curious of who's going to be the new bad guy for that one.
Here's my thing. If they bring Miles Morales into the Marvel universe,
I was just about to talk about that.
They wouldn't
No,
can't
I think they
because,
are.
They
they
can't.
really need to.
because
Hold up, but I
Tom,
think they are,
Tom
though.
Holland, right? The new
that
he's
doesn't mean nothing.
how would you tie him in though? It's
But
still
that's the thing. I think what they're going to do is they're going to do another time skip at some point, and they're going to introduce Miles Morales because Childish Gambino's character.
Yeah,
That's what's his name?
that is right.
The Crawler.
It's
Prowler.
his uncle.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
Donald.
You don't remember this, but in Endgame or not Endgame. Was it Endgame or Infinity War?
No, it wasn't either one. I think it was one of the Spider-Man. It was like Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man
it was
Homecoming.
the first.
sure it was
Spi-
Homecoming?
yeah, because
Yeah.
that was the
It
one
was
with Vulture.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the guy when he talks to Childish Gambino's character, Donald Glover's character, that's in the that was Miles Morales' uncle, and he said he was there for his nephew.
So
He's been mentioned.
technically, Miles Morales is already
He's
in the universe.
oh,
He
I
is
didn't know
in
that.
So
the
they
universe.
already have it set up for him to
Yeah.
come up somewhere, which
Yeah.
I think they probably gonna try to bring him out in this next phase because they having that the new Avengers, the Young Avengers or whatever.
Well, you also got to realize, man. I think a lot of people don't realize this. I might be going off a tangent, or whatever. Doctor Strange and the madness of the multiverse of madness.
Yeah,
This is about to change Marvel.
but that's why I'm
This
saying that.
movie's about to change all of Marvel.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
It's
are
getting
they
ready.
still doing the whole multiverse? They're bringing all the Spider-Man.
So this new Spider-Man movie, they keep keeping it under wraps.
We don't know.
We don't know. However, there have been numerous reports stating that different characters from other Spider-Man movie, excluding the Spider-Man themselves, have been seen on set. So you got people like the guy who played the Green Goblin in the first Tobey Maguire set of movies. What's his name?
Shoot.
God.
If you had looked at me, I would have known. William Dafoe.
William Dafoe.
Oh, yeah.
He's been seen.
You had to look away from it, didn't I?
I got you. Jamie Foxx has been mentioned, and Jamie Foxx played Electro.
do
I
under
didn't
pressure.
think. I didn't think.
Changing Electro.
They are changing Electro,
I agree
but
with
Jamie
that.
Foxx has been mentioned as being
I didn't
added
think
to
Jamie
this
Foxx
movie
was
roster.
good.
Tobey
Good
Maguire's
Electro,
been-
personally.
Yeah,
I thought that
but-
was weird.
Oh, he was trash, but
We're not going to go into the
Now-
Andrew Garfield movies
now-
because that's a heartfelt subject for me, so y'all can't mess those up for me.
I will give you this thing. This is something earlier gun too. I am excited about Jamie Foxx being the Spawn, if that's true. I feel
Oh no,
like
he is.
that is true,
That's
right?
confirmed.
That's confirmed.
what?
Yeah, I'm almost 90% sure Spawn, Jamie Foxx is playing Spawn.
I heard that too. I was pretty sure that he's playing Spawn too. And if he's playing that he will kill that role.
Michael J. White. Michael J.
I'm-
White was that dude.
He was.
Michael J. White was not good in Spawn.
Don't you talk-
He
so?
was.
Don't
What?
As an actor,
do that.
Here we
it
go.
was not good.
Don't do that, Kess.
I'm gonna get to mine in a minute. Go ahead and finish.
So
You've never slandered Michael J. White ever in my face. Michael J. White, I hope you listen to this.
no, man. So shout out to Miles Morales. This character is really cool, really something special. He's new. If y'all don't know anything about the comic books that he's in multiple. Y'all need to pick some up. Definitely. If you don't even watch Into the Spider-Verse, just listen to the soundtrack. Because once you listen to the soundtrack, you're gonna want to watch the movie like 100.
Agreed.
So
And y'all all listen to Sunflower, so that's part of the soundtrack.
Sometimes would you never be too much?
I guess it's my turn since now I got to defend myself with my Michael J. White comment.
Absolutely do.
Mine is Spawn. My favorite character is Spawn. The reason mine is Spawn is because he is the first black superhero I was introduced to. And even though probably wasn't supposed to be watching it, I watched the movie back when I was like 9 years old.
Such a classic.
Classic.
like
The
we
villain
talking about
was
the live
amazing.
action
Exactly.
Spawn movie.
Live action. That was my first introduction to Spawn.
Okay,
Was live
okay.
action.
Yep.
Michael J. White.
Well, mine wasn't, but go ahead.
And the villain was amazing.
Yeah.
Because he was bad, but he was funny.
Like John Leguizamo, shout out.
Right.
Let's go.
But yeah, and the fact that, like I said, first of all, the fact that he was my first introduction to a black character, because I come from a holy house, so I didn't have somebody really showing me comics like that. My cousin did, but my dad was old, unfortunately. My dad's old. He wasn't really into the comic book stuff like that, and my mom wasn't really into it either. But anyways, watched that movie and I was like, oh yes, love it. Gotta keep watching this stuff.
It was so.
It was good. I
It's
mean,
so bad. It was good.
and not trying to take over your spotlight too. And I mean, you're probably one of them too. But I think the favorite part I liked about him was his attitude because he was neutral.
Yeah.
It's not rare that you have a neutral person. You either have a good guy or a bad guy. But
First-
the fact was,
First introduction into a anti-hero. It's like not necessarily good guy, not necessarily bad guy.
wait, wasn't Blade the first
no.
anti, the neutral
No.
type person? No.
So you said you
Blade
seen-
was more devoted, maybe, to just killing vampires. So I don't think you would.
But he started.
No,
but
he's
he
definitely
started.
anti-hero.
But he started
Would
in
you consider him
Marvel.
anti-hero?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, he started in
Okay.
Marvel.
But see,
Right.
I won't see. I first see me when I first started watching. When I first seen Spawn, it was to show you my age.
Wait, is it the animated version one?
Yep.
Oh man,
I actually started watching the anime version after the movie.
So my pops, he used to have HBO, man, and this show would come on like late.
I remember.
And I was like, what is this? Tom McFarlane's Spawn used to pop up on HBO, and I was like, yo, this is incredible.
That cape was flying off.
And oh my god, dude! And every time they do a little cut, man, it would show like the numbers to his cape before he died. And that's when I was first introduced to Spawn.
Yeah. Like I said, I started
And the
watching.
graphics were amazing because the bloody graphics.
Yeah. Oh
Time
man.
for me. Oh my gosh, dude! But I was like so young that I didn't understand what was going on. I just
Oh no, me neither. Even when I was watching the movie, I didn't understand what was going on. All I knew is that he went to hell.
Yeah,
that-
That was about it. I was like, he
Speaking
went to
of-
hell and he had powers.
Yeah,
that was
they were
about it.
talking
In a-
Malboja
in a
and
amazing spot, he
Violet
has
and all
so
this
many
stuff. I
that-
was like, okay, I don't know what's
That
going
cape, he made his cape into a tank.
He made his cape into a bunch
Yeah,
of shit.
but
That's what I was
let's-
like.
on. That cape is the most OP power.
Yeah, it was. He just
all
off the
Spawn
building.
is OP in general. Like even without the cape, Spawn is OP.
Okay, so
shit.
let's take a detour real fast. Is Spawn's cape more powerful than Doctor Strange's cape?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
100%, no doubt.
100% no doubt.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I
I'll
have
take
to
that.
give it. I have to give it to Spawn.
Spawn's powers spawn off his cape.
Okay, all right.
That cape is look.
That cape is
That
everything.
cape is a lot.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying because Doctor Strange's cape had to
'Cause it-
literally save him
It's
one
like a
time.
part of his being.
Did you see how big that cape got when he jumped out the building in the first movie when he left the
talking about the
movie?
That cape was
Some of the movies.
incredibly elegant. It was
Yeah.
like layers of drapes. I was like, where you get this cape from?
Yo, you stand on that building, that shit was covering the whole building. I was like, damn, that's a big
cop
And
was
the,
like,
and
look
the
at the
fact that
building.
he was able to cover the whole fucking building,
whole building.
Make Batman jealous.
right?
Batman's like, Spawn.
And then he used the building for. He used his cape to camouflage against the building. Like when he stood in that corner and made himself a wall, basically.
What's it
Yeah.
called when you see through it? What's that?
Transparent.
Transparent.
There,
Yeah.
transparent. There you go. Yeah, that was crazy.
But
He
that,
turned that motorcycle into a
Loves
tank.
Spawn.
oh yeah.
That clown said, "Ah, take the oil." Ah.
Violator.
Best villain.
You've
He
been
was like, "Oh, this is a good
girly
pizza."
man.
Spawn's a dope character.
I mean, look, I don't
Super
care,
dope.
man. People's like, I hate that movie. I love it. I don't care what you say.
It's a
Now, don't get me
classic.
wrong.
You know how many
I
times I
like the
watched
movie, but again, I guess it was because I went back and watched it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, Michael J. White ain't the best actor.
See,
Triggered.
I didn't think he was a bad
I'm
actor.
gonna stay quiet.
But no, address.
No comment.
I'll test it. Why do you not think he was a good actor? What?
It was, and like I said, it's been a minute since I watched it in a while. It's been a minute since I watched it, but it almost seems like a lot of times he was trying too hard. He was trying hard to make you believe he was Spawn. Kind of. How can I? I'm trying to think of an example.
So you mean like
No,
how
let
Shaq?
him finish. Let him
Okay,
finish.
all right. I was gonna.
Let him finish.
Don't do Shaq.
Don't do Shaq.
Don't do Shaq.
Don't do Shaq.
I had a Shaq thing I was gonna say, but
Let him finish.
I was told not to.
I want to hear his
Leave that
case.
shit in your pocket.
I was about to say if we talking about real steel, but again, if we talk about steel, we ain't.
I want to hear his case.
But okay,
I
so
feel you.
like for example, the Batman Begins, when Christian Bale tried to make his voice deep like that, is that type of shit. Like the movie itself was good, the story, the print, all that stuff. But then when you get to like parts like that, you like,
He has a deep voice though. What are you
No, he
talking
don't.
about?
no, that was phoned in because he dialed it back the next two movies.
I'm calling it right now. We're doing a whole episode on that series and Christian Bale's voice. I hate it.
No, not Christian Bale. I'm talking about. I'm not
no,
talking.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking
Yeah.
about the fact that Michael J. White has a deeper voice, but,
But
it's
I'm
not
talking-
really that deep. Like if you hear him in other movies, it's not as deep as it tried to be in Spawn.
And also too,
Yeah, he turned that down
he-
to Barry White
he-
just
he-
for that
he-
movie.
I mean, in my opinion too, he was a lead actor, but he wasn't a lead actor. He was more of an action, let my power shoot off acting.
And I agree. And him,
Because
that's what I'm saying.
Because
him in the-
because the premise of the fact of the story was everybody based around him was a story based. The government, how they did him over,
They screwed
how
him
he
over.
lost his wife, how the friend got with the wife. They picked up that part. His part was, I made a deal with the devil to get revenge of my vendetta. This is all my powers. Let me show what I can do. You can't call that bad acting if my job is just to show you my badass powers.
But that's the thing. When he was showing his badass powers, like when Michael J. White was Spawn, the hero, the being, he was good. It was just whenever he had to act because he had a speaking line, that it was like
talking, which was talking about your talking about. I mean, but how bad was that? You were talking about your life story, how you had a good life with your wife, your job. You took your job more serious than your wife. You wanted your dog. You wanted to be neutral because you were still being a badass, but seriously, too, you wanted to be like you didn't care. So it was bits and pieces. I mean, I didn't think it was bad because your part was just here.
So is your argument that you take the Spawn powers away from him and his voice still gets deeper for no reason?
I'm saying
Because I'm trying to figure out like where the cutoff is. Like I've done lost my kids, I done lost my
thinking-
wife, I
Let me
done
say
lost
this,
my
though.
job. I'm just angry now.
I'm not saying the Spawn movie itself was bad, or the fact that
You say-
Michael Jai White was like bad in
you
the
say he's
movie.
a bad actor. Look, when I say lead role, okay, prime example, Hancock. Will Smith was a superhero, but he took on majority of the role. Most of the majority of the role, he was talking. I consider that when you say somebody can act, I say that's acting rare because 75% of the movie is about
Bro,
you.
do you remember the cartoon Spawn?
I'm more in the movie.
But I'm saying,
didn't
though,
tell
do you remember the cartoon?
I remember
though?
cartoon.
He didn't speak that much. He didn't talk at all, hardly at all.
Hardly.
Hardly at all.
That's true.
So
right.
they gave Spawn in the movie more of a speaking role.
More speaking line, like more lines.
Yeah, more lines.
Which is more of
definitely-
how he became Spawn. He was
He's more of a one
merc-
guy.
All he did was tell he was a mercenary
Get
that
away from me.
won his wife, lost his
off.
wife. I mean, it was your typical startup story.
The king of one-liners.
of one-liners.
But no, I see what you say. You talking
I
about
feel you, though.
you talking about the fact that the supporting cast of the movie was the ones that kind of carried the movie for the most part.
Correct.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah,
When I think
Yeah.
He was
when
a
I think
major
of lead role, 75% of the movie is about you. Like if you're talking 75% of the movie, then yes, then we can talk about acting. But you had so many bits and pieces of that part of the story. I wouldn't say he was I wouldn't say he's a bad actor because he didn't get enough time to act. Like I said, in my opinion, it was more of show your badass power, which I enjoy. And if you look in the movie which I think most people did, at least in the age of the action and the humor and that pretty much that part, it was a good movie. I wouldn't say it was a bad acting because he didn't act
Michael
enough.
J. White is one of the 20 acting gods that I worship.
acting gods.
Yes.
Really?
Man, he's a
You
twin.
gonna stand behind that right here, right now?
Oh yeah, I could turn into an anime if I wanted to. Right now. 20 acting gods. Michael J. White's up there. I love him.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this list in another episode. I gotta know what this list is. For Michael Jai White to be in,
Because if
I
he's-
gotta know what this list is.
I want to know
I
if
can't
he's
wait.
top 20. Is he 9 on the list or is he 19 and a half?
Is he before or after Jet
or
Li?
is he 20?
Wait,
is
yeah.
he the last one
Where's
on the
he
Yeah.
with
list?
Jet Li?
Stay tuned.
Where is he with Jet Li?
Stay tuned.
Damn.
Stay tuned.
I bet
We gonna
he's
talk about this in
behind
another
Jet Li.
episode. Because I want
Because-
No.
I want to just gonna talk about
There
this in
needs
another
to-
episode.
I'm
Okay, all right,
sidetracking.
'cause I got questions.
I'm sidetracking.
Fuck the ball up. Look.
I
I'm
got
sidetracking.
questions.
But Unleashed by Jet Li was amazing.
So
Absolutely.
number one question I got: all-time actors, no matter genre
Samuel
or
Jackson.
anything.
Samuel
Don't
Jackson.
do that.
Samuel Jackson.
Don't do that.
That's what
Sam-
you just
but you
said. You said
said
20 top actors.
Jackson.
You said acting gods.
Yeah, acting
You gave him
gods.
God tier.
Sam
They're God
Jackson.
tiers.
I think
So,
God.
so that means of all genres, acting gods.
Yes. We talking about cream.
He's on your top 20.
creme de la creme.
He's not my top 20. Well,
Is Bruce Lee on your top 20 from Into the
No.
Dragon?
Stay tuned.
oh, sorry.
I'm not giving you name. man.
All right, bro.
That's it. We're gonna have to get in this one. That's,
Stay tuned till our other ones, baby. And I tell you. I will tell you.
but anyways, as far as the movie is concerned, I'll still watch the movie when the mug come on, if it ever comes on again.
I still watch it.
Wonder.
Hold on.
That part right there.
Let me ask you something.
What's that?
In the movie, when you find out Wanda was messing with the white dude, how did that fuck you
I
up?
was hurt.
Did that fuck you? Yo,
I was hurt, and I didn't even know why I was hurt. I was so fucking young. I don't even know why I was hurt, but I was hurt. I was like, she got with the white dude?
Something about this ain't right.
Hey, look.
That took me so off guard.
I ain't mad. Look, I ain't
And
mad
I'm
at his
like-
game. He said, "Hey, baby,
Can't be mad at
you need some comfort."
No, I'm not
Your
mad at this
man's-
game. It was just the fact that it happened. I was like,
Nah,
Bruh.
I respect it.
This is a whole nother topic.
Look,
And it seemed
because
like
you know
it
what?
happened
Because-
quick.
Because you know what?
It wasn't like you would think there would be a longer like period of her like mourning, and then he went back to the house and bro was there. I was like,
There was a time
how do you do
skip.
that?
There was a time
It
skip.
probably was, but they didn't really
Look,
emphasize
bro,
the time skip.
You're right. They didn't have time
Yeah,
skip.
we didn't know if it was 2 days or 2 years.
She
Yeah.
cheated instantly.
Best friend
Fuck that
was
nigga.
like, you know what? Wanda lonely. Let me go ahead and pipe her up real quick.
And he piped off.
Oh, he gave it. Did you?
She was like, baby, I can't be with you. I got a man.
Popped her up like Colonel Mustard in the ballroom with the lead pipe.
Dude, she would own him too. He was like, yo, I'm taking care of Wanda now.
Yeah.
And Spawn was like,
He was a G.
shit,
He was a G. He told Spawn in his face, hey, yeah, man, I'm smashing your girl.
and Spawn had to take
You,
it.
you weren't
He really
there,
did.
so
He had to
he said, I'm
take
sorry,
it.
man, but I had to comfort her.
What's the soundbite for that? What's the soundbite for that?
And he still saved him. That's a good man. When a dude is taking care of your wife and you still save him,
Bro, you dead.
Yeah, he gonna have to go. I'm sorry.
hey, he saved him.
How
So.
long was he dead for?
I'll save him and drop him
It was
off in
5
like
years-
Australia
was it 5?
somewhere.
Was it 5 years in
I
the
was gonna
show?
say, honestly, I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched the
Yeah, it's been a
movie
minute.
or the
Look, the thing about-
animated series.
The thing about Spawn I love, first off, I had no clue my man was a black dude. No clue.
Really?
Well, in the animated
in the animated
series,
series,
he
Yeah,
just
they never really
he just burned.
specified,
He was
yeah.
just burnt.
Oh, see,
He was-
I started with the
in the
movie.
He was
Yeah,
hamburger
okay.
meat.
The movie they kind
But
of
that's the thing. That's what I was like,
for
The
us.
hamburger helper?
Yo,
God dang, boy! I know you didn't just say that. Why would you say
just
that?
for hamburger helper for everybody.
right.
Yo, he was beef stroganoff. cuz Shit was trash.
Oh man.
That cheeseburger?
Yo, but
And the
you
fact
know,
that he only had one liner, so it's not like you got a good listen to his voice or
you had
anything.
no clue who this man was. So I had no clue being a kid that when they first showed him as being a black dude, I was like, oh, hold on, something's not right here. But then it made sense because it just fits his role so well. And I look, Spawn don't get enough love.
He really don't.
I agree.
That's why I'm glad they
But you
redoing
know
that
what?
movie.
Tom McFarlane
When Jamie
and-
Foxx come out, you know what? I'll say that he still won't get enough love. And the only reason why I say that because he's actually been overlooked. I mean, we talk about
not a part of the two big universes.
because not many people. I mean, until we talk about
That's-
Spawn,
that's a big thing to
Not
deal with.
many people remember Spawn.
But see,
He's not part of DC or he's not part of Marvel.
I think it's got to do with the movie itself and the writing and the script because you look at movies like the new Daredevil, or not Daredevil, excuse me, Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds took over that though.
He took that role over, made it his own, and now everybody talks about Deadpool. But
Deadpool's part
before,
of what though?
Marvel.
Also-
but he's an anti-hero though.
But
He's
also,
not.
Hero,
too-
but he's a part of Marvel.
But it's not even that.
What-
It's came out recently too. You haven't seen a Spawn movie in forever.
That's what I'm saying. If they
I was
do
about
it
to say,
right,
I think I get what you're saying because the fact that he's attached to Marvel does help him.
It has
does.
But
tremendously.
but I also believe
it
that,
didn't
like
help
for
the
example,
Fantastic
Blade
Four.
can't nothing help the Fantastic Four.
It ain't help the Silver Surfer. Like,
But,
look, Marvel can't save everything. Just because y'all
No,
say
they
that
can't.
doesn't make it true.
But here's the
they
thing
about to
though,
save this new
with
one.
what you're saying though,
Justice League
Blade.
movie?
When Blade came out, even though Blade was attached to Marvel, nobody knew Blade was attached to Marvel.
Nobody knew.
Nobody like
True.
Nobody, no
Yeah.
typical
I did.
consumer.
Even when
Probably
you saw the
other-
logo, you still
older
didn't put
folks
two
did.
together. I
Exactly.
agree with you. I didn't put two
Nerd heads
together.
around that time did.
I was about to say,
Me as a
not
kid,
not
I
the
didn't know
typical consumer knew that Blade was a part of
Only
Marvel.
the comic book
Absolutely.
reader would
But-
have known.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
Blade got 3 movies,
3.
I like Trinity.
so that's what I'm saying.
Trinity.
You say it was trash?
I wouldn't say it was trash.
whole discussion
Definitely,
about this.
it wasn't the best one, but definitely I wouldn't consider it trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, I think Spawn would have did better if they expanded on it.
I think if Spawn was to be picked up by like DC, Spawn, I swear to goodness, there'd be so many things.
You really want them?
Yes.
You really want DC, to
DC?
pick him up?
Because DC does good on dark. They do good on dark
Spawn,
series.
you can't put Spawn in Marvel.
You can't. He's too dark.
But DC tries to dark everything. This
Because
is why Man of
DC's
Steel didn't work
DC's
because they
dark.
tried to dark
What are
it
you
and then
talking
it
about?
messed it
All
up.
right, hold on.
DC is dark.
This is
Really?
especially for. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you know who Justice League Dark is?
I am unfamiliar with
Okay,
Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark is Constantine, all of the supernatural beings.
Oh, so you're saying he would have fit in well with them? I get what
Exactly.
you're saying.
Can you imagine Spawn being part of Justice League Dark?
But do
Or can
those,
you imagine? Could you imagine?
But did the
Constantine doing a Constantine and Spawn movie?
Yeah, but they did a Constantine movie and it wasn't as big.
What? I love
It wasn't
wait,
as big,
I love
but it was.
It wasn't as
It was
big.
pretty good.
But it
I mean,
was
I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm just saying it wasn't big.
Reeves, though?
probably.
Exactly.
Also, too.
But I
it's
mean, the
one of those
movie
movies-
itself was pretty
But
good.
was-
But it was one of the movies
Hey,
that was better
hey,
later. It
I
wasn't.
got
It
you.
wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't good when it first came out. It's one of the movies when you watch 2-3 years later,
Like,
you
this was
watch
actually
that,
pretty
and
good.
it's that's pretty good because and honestly too, like I didn't see it when it came out, but I saw it because it was on TV, and by me just watching on TV, I was like, this is actually
Yeah,
pretty
but-
good.
okay.
Keanu Reeves, 20 gods of
Now,
acting.
hold on. Hold on.
He
hold
is
on.
up there.
Hold on.
John Wick.
Pause.
Matrix.
Y'all over here saying Keanu Reeves has been fired for the whole time, and I got to stop you right there because he has not been fired his entire career.
Don't you do that.
Don't you mess up.
Don't you do that.
Don't you fuck up.
Watch your words.
Watch your words, boy. We got to
Watch
fight.
your words, fam.
You got two people
I'm-
to get you.
You talking about...
I'm
So,
listening.
okay, I'm
you talk.
gonna tell you after the Matrix
Okay.
is when Keanu Reeves really started to pick up.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Come on.
So that brought billions to the box office. That brought millions to the box office. What number did that bring to the box office?
Name a movie that did bring millions back in the day besides Star Wars.
And
I can guarantee you that the Matrix made more than Speed. I can tell you that the Matrix made
Speed
more
was still
than
good, though.
Constantine.
But
I'm
Constantine
not
was still
saying
good.
that it wasn't bad. I'm just saying that his movie stardom power did not start until he was in big name roles with other big name actors.
I was
Do
about
you
to say,
think
he
the Matrix would have been as big without Lawrence Fishburne?
Yes.
yes.
Yo, that.
You think the
So
Matrix?
who are you going to replace Lawrence Fishburne with in the
Samuel
Matrix?
Jackson.
You
Yeah.
really think Samuel Jackson could have
I
done
know.
a better Morpheus? Because
I was about to say 'cause
Samuel Jackson Morpheus would not have played over well with Keanu Reeves' Neo. It wouldn't have worked.
Okay, let me tell you this. So, I will say Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne, was a critical role in that movie. The first one.
But
The
but
first
even then,
one. Yep.
what
Which started the whole genre.
Yep.
What made that movie though? You can say that, but it was the mind fuck of it because even to this day now, you know, we think about life being real too, but we also think about the fact of what if we're actually in the computer program, like what if we're actually sleep and we're in a pod and. I mean, it's like what's the movie? Inception.
Yeah.
With Leonardo.
Which, there's a whole nother.
Which you all dream inside of a dream outside of a
So
dream. We've all been in there.
Just let me play y'all a little
20
little-
God tier.
Let me just explain one little tidbit of a scene. Okay, so Lawrence Fishburne is offering you the red pill or the blue pill with his extremely awesome context of how these pills are going to offer or alter your life. You put Samuel Jackson in that role. Take the red pill or the blue pill, motherfucker. Like that's not gonna work. It don't work. I'm sorry.
That's what
Okay.
I'm with you on that one.
No.
'cause
See, and that's where
You cannot put Pulp Fiction Samuel Jackson in the Matrix and be like red pill, blue pill.
See, that's why
Can't put
that's
Pulp
where you don't
Fiction
give Samuel Jackson. I got this.
off.
I got this. Samuel Jackson is such an awesome actor, and you see him in so many roles. He will just switch. He wouldn't curse at that point in time. He would switch the role up to be more responsible.
Name one movie where he has not said motherfucker.
When he's
Don't worry, I'll wait.
What's the movie?
you didn't say it.
No,
He starts
ain't
to
no
learn.
way.
In the Marvel movie when he's Nick Fury. He doesn't say that Nick Fury
I was
as
about
being
to
Nick
say
Fury.
Nick Fury and
I ain't never
Mace
heard Nick Fury
Windu.
say motherfucker.
Thank you.
Nick
And that-
Fury and
you know,
Mace
that's even
Windu.
recent
And he
right
didn't
there.
say that
I
shit.
even
I don't
went
think he
recent
said
with
it
you. I didn't even
in
go,
Black
that's
Moon
recent. He's never at that role.
feel like he
Don't
says-
play Sam like that.
All
He may
right,
not
so
have said
just
it.
because he didn't say them words doesn't mean he didn't action them words out.
Dude,
Because you know he did.
I
you
was
know
about to
how
say,
many
some of
movies
them
he's
looks
played
did
in?
have a motherfucker feel. Some of them looks like
and that's why I go with Camden. Sam Jackson is so. I put him in one of my top actors because he can play multiple different roles. Every movie, he has so many movies out
Top
there.
20 guy.
He's played so many different type of characters.
When Sam Jackson killed,
we
who was
like him as fuck that nigga. Oh, say what again, motherfucker? Get it? Like
hold on. I'm gonna guarantee you that when Sam Jackson as Mace Windu killed Jango Fett, he said motherfucker right there. I guarantee you.
But-
I'm not denying that.
The word fuck
but
is not even in the Star Wars universe.
It don't even matter. He
He
said
said
it
it.
because
He
he's
said
Samuel
it.
Jackson.
Oh, he just said it.
In his head.
Okay, name one time you ever seen a purple lightsaber except for
No,
Mace Windu.
There's a reason behind that.
because Mace Windu is such an
There is a
important
reason behind
character
that. I
because
can't remember the reason, but I do remember the
Samuel
reason.
Jackson asked Lucas. He asked dang, I cannot remember the dude's
George
name.
Lu- George Lucas?
George Lucas. He asked George Lucas for a custom color, his favorite color lightsaber, and he wanted it to be purple.
I remember that.
But here's
That's
why I don't agree with the Samuel Jackson could have played Morpheus. Morpheus requires a certain level of what's like calmness to him.
He needs to be debonair. He got to have a 007
'Cause
quality
like
to
for
him.
example, when he was in John Wick, when he was what would you call his character? Like a setter? He sets up shit.
He was calm. He was calm in Shaft. What are you talking about?
Shaft is
Shaft
a
is
character
probably
is
the
not
worst.
calm. What are you talking about?
You're talking. When was it hype though?
That's like saying Black Dynamite is calm. Oh yeah, I'm Black Dynamite.
It was
no,
it
see,
was.
there's a difference
Look,
between-
don't bring a knife to a
Look,
gunfight.
There's a
You
difference
shoot a
between
nigga, and that's that.
there's a difference between smooth and calm though. You're talking about John Shaft being smooth. I'm not saying that
that before you
Samuel
come in the
Jackson
room.
couldn't be a smooth character, but I'm talking about the fact that he thoroughly explained the issue to Neo and did it in a calm demeanor, and he did it in a cool demeanor.
When
He
he
did
was
it.
like-
What's that movie?
I'm sorry, Sam
See No
can't-
Evil.
Sam can't
He was
do
coming
that
See No
same-
Evil.
when he was when
See no
Lawrence
evil?
Fishburne was teaching Neo how to do kung fu, how calm he was when the backgrounds were changing and everything in the first
Look,
Matrix movie.
like Lawrence
Sam Jackson
Fishburne
would not have been
is-
able to do that.
People are born for roles. Lawrence Fishburne is Morpheus.
He's
There
Morpheus.
is-
But that's all I'm saying. Nobody else could play
There's nobody.
Morpheus like Lawrence
No.
Fishburne. I'm not saying
That's
Samuel
it.
Jackson couldn't be good as Morpheus.
That's what.
But
That's what
nobody
Abe
can
said.
do.
I was like,
I
you ain't
just
playing
said
that.
Nobody.
I don't
can
think
do
Samuel Jackson
as
would
well
be
as
able to
Lawrence
do
Fishburne.
I
that
just
role.
said that as a running joke because they always get mixed up. To
You know
people in
what?
Hollywood.
You right about that.
So you can't-
you right about that.
They're
Can
like,
you put Steve Harvey as Morpheus?
you can't put Steve Harvey.
You
in
can't put
nothing.
Steve Harvey.
Because he gonna mess it up.
Steve Harvey is a talk
Steve,
show host.
He gonna
Steve
call
Harvey can
Neo
only play
Trinity.
Steve Harvey. I said Steve Harvey can only play Steve Harvey.
Yes, exactly. Steve Harvey can't play a character, like at all.
I get it.
But it's just okay.
Tell me why that man got like his head. I
When,
want my head to be that bald.
Before they did,
And I'm already bald, but I want my head to be that bald.
before they did,
That dude gets shaved 3
before they
times a
did
day.
the Matrix, you know who they were going to cast originally?
Who was it?
They was going to cast Will Smith as Neo.
I remember.
I did
And-
hear
I
get
that.
They were going to cast what's that dude's name? He was in one of the Mission Impossible movies. He passed away recently.
The new blonde guy? No, you said passed away recently.
Yeah. I think it was Mission Impossible 3.
Tom
he was
Cruise?
in.
No, I was playing. I'm
God
do
dang, Josh, come on now.
playing.
Don't do that.
I can't remember his name, but he was
I already
on-
know that.
All five of them.
Yo, I got a talking point about Will Smith.
Phil-
If we're gonna talk about Will Smith for a minute, I got something interesting.
Philip Hoffman.
Focus was
Philip
an okay
Seymour
movie.
Hoffman.
Yeah. He was supposed to
Really?
play Morpheus originally.
I love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. He was originally supposed to play
Morpheus.
Morpheus.
Ew.
He was going to play Morpheus.
Oh my god! I'm glad he didn't.
And
Whoa, hold on! Don't do that.
he was going to
He's
play
a
Morpheus,
fantastic actor.
and Will Smith
I'm
was
not
going to play
saying
Neo.
that, but when I think of a Morpheus, I think of him being black.
Exact now.
Now.
No, even before then.
No, you didn't.
What?
You trying to tell me with if the Matrix movie was coming out, you just trying to say like, oh, Morpheus is black.
You wouldn't think
Off the
that.
rip.
You wouldn't think you would.
I'm
Yes.
thinking that it's going to be the person that's playing him.
Nah, I think he was black. All the way.
Oh my god!
But either way, the reason I'm saying that is that
Morpheus
if they
sounds
would've-
black.
If they would have did
hell we go
Will
from
Smith Neo,
Morpheus.
I don't know.
Bro.
I'm gonna come back to Spawn in a minute because I did have some other topics, but I want to
Please.
finish this part first.
Oh, so you got to get this.
I gotta get this
we
off
still
my
got to
chest.
get Camden on the
If-
mic.
I know.
I know, right? if
First episode is off the chest.
if
Y'all still listening? We love y'all.
right,
Yeah,
I
we do.
greatly appreciate it because we've been all over the
Well,
place.
we everywhere.
but
This is the
if
first episode. We going big.
if
we going
Will
home.
Smith would have played Neo and Philip Seymour Hoffman would have played Morpheus, that movie would not have done as well
I
as it
agree.
did.
No.
I agree with that.
So fun fact before we wrap up with Keston about Will Smith. So Will Smith and Jazz, right? DJ Jazzy Jeff. These two
Best
dudes,
DJ in the world.
Shout out, man! Shout out.
Best DJ in the world. Go ahead.
So
That's coming
these
from
two
different
dudes
DJs.
were
You know he's the best in the world because that's coming from a different DJ.
right.
Let's just put it out there.
We just giving all the respect right now. So these two dudes were actually supposed to be the lead roles in the House Party series, the House Party movies.
Yo,
I am 100%.
I love me some house
This
party.
is fact. This is coming from Kid himself because I watched an interview with Kid himself, and he said, "Yo, we went in for the interview, right? And they had already said, yo, we already talked to Will. We already, Jazzy Jeff. We want a musician and we want a dancer. Kid and Play, right? They were looking at Will and Jeff. And when Kid and Play were blowing up at this time, like they had just dropped a couple records, like they living life. So they at the studio, they talked to producers or whatever. They're like, okay, well, we're going to call you back. They didn't seem that interested. And while they were leaving, there's a schoolhouse letting down the street, and all the school kids recognized Kid and Play and came running up the block and moshed the whole area. And the people were like, okay, y'all got it. If y'all are this hot with the kids.
but House Party would have been dope with Will and Jeff.
Yeah, but
mean,
for the cultural shift, look at how dope the movies are now.
Oh
with
no,
those
they
people.
definitely dope. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying one would have necessarily, but to see Jazzy Jeff.
I
and
listen to Kid and
Fresh
Play
Prince.
music just because of me seeing them in that movie.
Yeah.
Ain't my type of hype. What?
Yeah.
Yo, come on now.
Yo,
I'm sorry, I've gone off.
Ain't my type of hype, baby.
oh man.
Yo, come on now. Okay,
you
that
hear me
was
on the
the
mic?
end of my rant. Go ahead, Keston. Go ahead.
Can you hear me on the mic?
I don't know where to
Classic.
go with that.
Call out the Kid and
Kind of
Play.
hard to go back to Spawn and then.
You're still legend.
I'm sorry, I had to hit that while we was
No,
talking
you're right,
about
though.
Will
Why you do
Smith.
that? See,
I'm
cutting your mic time down.
I'm gonna try to finish. I'm gonna try to finish.
I be coming in with this old school knowledge.
Hey, real shit. I love that.
I be
like
coming
that.
in with this
I
old
like
school
that.
stuff.
I
Somebody
love
got,
that.
you know.
I did not know that. That's
I
something
didn't either.
I'm like the king of random ass knowledge, and I never knew that.
Yeah,
Right.
I know you.
That's
It hit me.
new to me.
Bro, I was like, yo, that's crazy.
That is wild.
But that goes to show you how Adrian was saying, stuff can switch so quick.
So quick.
A whole movie completely changed just off of them walking outside and some kids running up.
The way Kid explained it, Will and Jeff already had the role.
Of course.
And
It's
they
Will and
walked
Jeff.
outside, and the reaction they got because of some school kids is what flipped it.
That's wild.
If they would have had that movie or that meeting at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and not 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Bro, I'm stifed right now.
it would have never happened.
stifled.
We'd have seen
Like,
Will
that's
Smith and
crazy.
Jeff.
That's
I
crazy.
want to watch the movie right now.
Yo, so
Yeah.
I just want to dance.
Let's just skip the first one and watch Pajama Jammy Jam.
No. Wait, hold up. The first one was gas.
The first one
No,
is
all
gas,
of
but the
them gas.
Pajama
No, no.
Jammy Jam.
Hold up.
The
I
second
said
one's my
all of
favorite.
them not gas.
Did y'all watch Class Act?
Everyone was trash.
Did y'all watch
I was
Class
at-
Act?
Oh yeah, Class Act is dope too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Class Act. was dope.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Come on now.
Hey, you'd be surprised.
Look,
You know what's funny though
man.
about Class Act? I didn't know that wasn't House Party until like years later. I thought it was another House Party movie. Like for real, I was watching.
Like, where
it.
the party at?
Yeah, I was watching it and I was like, oh, another House Party because Kid and Play was in it. And it was like years later, I was looking at movies and stuff with Kid and Play. And I was like, Class Act. I was like, oh, that's that movie I was watching? That was it? Oh, man.
Yeah.
come on.
I was all
bro.
late.
Come on, bro.
I was just,
Oh,
look,
man.
because we was watching the movies on TV. So, like, I didn't have, like, a cover to look at. It's just the movie started. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. It's Kid and Play in it. You know, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
I just assumed because the only other two movies I know with Kid and Play in it was House Party.
The young people do not understand what you mean by needing the cover of the movie to understand what it was. Like, because they got Netflix and they can just press the info button and it's going to tell them everything. Like,
no,
can we
it-
talk
it
about
lists
needing,
clips.
can we
just
talk
need-
about needing the VHS clamshell? Like,
You
we
just
needed
made me
that.
feel so.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't always a clamshell either. Sometimes it was just the cardboard
Just the sleeve.
Look, the shoe, look, the cover was everything.
The cover was
Yeah.
everything.
Everything. Like if you couldn't capture my attention on the cover, then I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Because
Don't judge
The
a book by
cover
its
was the
cover.
only thing that sold your movie. The
Don't
cover
judge a
and the
book
movie
by its
poster.
cover.
Fuck that. I was judging it.
That's why the cover was there.
I was judging the shit out of the bad boys.
They wouldn't put so much effort into the cover if that wasn't the point of the cover.
Look, put Human Centipede on the cover when it wasn't on DVD. Like you'd be like, "Ugh, I'm not watching that shit. Like the fuck? Like, I'm not watching that. But
Could you imagine trying to figure out Sharknado without a cover or something?
Look,
Like
you can't talk bad about Sharknado because it has 6 movies. Okay.
it has.
just numbers don't mean nothing,
Hey,
though.
It
yeah.
was so
Hey, people
bad.
get paid. It
Have
means
you watched
something.
it?
If you got 6,
I watched the first one.
No, I
I couldn't
exactly.
I have not watched
but
any of them.
they still have 6 movies.
You know why?
Why?
Because people wanted to see how bad it was.
Well, hey, they still getting paid.
This is the king
No,
of B
they-
movies. This is the
really-
king of B movies, is what that
It's
is.
no,
It
that
really is.
motherfucker is F. Like when you get graded in school, that shit's F.
So what's the name of the movie? I think it's just called Tire, where it's a tire that's
Yo.
like murderous and like kills
I
people.
actually watched that movie.
Oh, see, here we go.
That
See, I
movie
ain't
was
watched-
so. Yes, it's.
No.
Hold up. Let me give you the whole movie as far as the
Oh,
premise.
man.
Just give me a synopsis.
First of all, it's
what the yo,
first
I'm
of all,
fucking-
it's the fact that it's a group of people watching this tire. It's like a group of people on the side of a road watching this tire, and the movie is about the tire and this group of people. The whole movie is this tire rolling up to random shit and blowing it up with telekinetic powers.
Yes.
That's the whole movie.
I'm gonna get out my chair, dog.
The whole movie is about this tire just rolling up and blowing shit up.
I classify Sharknado in this category. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
a
This is a movie.
A
You can-
movie that Netflix paid for.
Yep. I think it's called Rubber. I think that's what
It
it's
is.
called.
It's called Rubber.
Yeah.
It's called Rubber. And it's about a tire in the desert that comes to life and blows shit up with his brain.
tears
Well,
right now,
with
bro.
telekinesis.
That's almost as bad as Overdrive. Y'all probably don't know what Overdrive.
Yeah, I don't know
is.
what Overdrive is.
Killer 18-wheelers,
I do vaguely remember that though.
which is made by, if I'm not mistaken, Stephen King.
Really?
I mean, Stephen King.
Stephen King
movies
is different.
It's
Stephen
different.
King is
but
different.
You got to be in a whole different mindset
was-
to watch the Stephen
You
King.
gotta have
Don't get me
3
wrong.
hours to waste.
I thought Overdrive.
Off the rip.
I thought Overdrive was amazing.
Call it 4 because you're going to
But
pause
you
in between.
Really think of you really think of the plot of the movie being killed by 18-wheelers, and the head one was like a customized Joker.
It wasn't Optimus Prime. Like, this isn't a robot 18-wheeler. This is just a truck.
It's a truck.
Okay.
And they're stuck in a gas station.
How does the truck go about killing said people?
Run the motherfuckers over.
Oh, so it's a physical active truck.
You remember what was it? What was the one with the Corvette?
Oh, you talking about Christine?
Is it called Christine?
That's not a Corvette, but yeah.
I know what you're talking
It
about.
was a Bel Air. What? No.
It was some. It
You
was a
talking about the
Plymouth.
killer,
It was a Plymouth.
car.
Killer car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that.
Yeah.
They had their own. They had their own mind. They was possessed or whatever.
Okay.
Killer tires. A tire?
Like
A
Cujo
tire.
A
almost.
single tire?
The single
Not even a
tire,
rim.
No rim.
No rim.
Just a rolling piece
just
of
the
rubber.
tire.
That's
a rolling
that's a
piece of
Futurama
rubber.
stuff
Not
right
even.
there.
Here's the other part to it. His
What you say?
It's a Futurama stuff right there.
yeah,
bro.
very much so. But here's what's funny about it. It's not even like
The
an
professor built
impressive
that
tire.
tire.
Like it's not
Yeah,
like
he did.
it's not like a mud tire, off road
It's not a
tire.
Michelin tire, BF Goodrich.
Regular ass.
It's a half
Honda
wore down
Accord
15-inch tire.
Yeah, regular Honda Accord 15-inch
regular
worn
ass
down
What
tire.
made it evil? Was it like
gotta know the
like a
plot.
rock
I gotta watch
or
that.
I don't know.
There-
It literally just like it was laying in the middle of the desert. You start seeing it move a little bit. It sits up, and then I guess it just
That's the whole backstory. The tire
It
was
really
like,
is.
you know what? You know what?
like
I'm gonna blow something up today.
yeah, the tire.
I'm
It's
trying
like
to
the
get rolled
tire.
on by everything.
Yeah, it's like the tire woke up and chose violence. Like, but like I'm like, why? Why?
Yo.
I watched it. I was like, and what's bad is that the only reason I watched it because after like the first 20 minutes, I was like, I got to see where this ends.
you had the choice? I would have.
I got to see where this ends because this makes no sense.
I'm
It's
gonna
called
watch
Rubber.
The tire.
It's called Rubber. I'm almost 100% sure.
Oh, let me.
Yo,
He gonna look it up.
a tire that kills people, bro?
With
Are
psychokinetic energy.
Are we really? Are we that desperate for movies?
No, that's the problem. Is that people just make movies because people know other people will watch movies.
Yeah.
It's a real movie.
Because every once in a while you get lucky.
Man, we done went way off subject.
Yeah, you know what?
So sorry.
Let's save the movie thing for another night. We need to finish up. We need to finish up with Keston, then we need to move on to Camden.
Please do.
Yeah. So go ahead, Keston. Let's do this.
Who I like. we don't go off on such a tangent.
But
Time is a ticking.
I was about to say we had an hour and 24.
Is that what we at?
Yeah.
If you still listening, thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
we appreciate it.
100%.
This
Even
our
though
first
y'all-
episode, it won't be these long. Hopefully, all the time.
Random conversations of
But first off,
You can pretty much expect us to.
I'm hella tired. I am so shocked. Right now, bro. Like I am so shocked. Like
You never know where these conversations are going to go.
Are we that desperate to make movies?
But no, here's the thing though. I'm wondering why would Netflix be like, hey, we got a movie about a killer tire that uses telekinesis. I'm sold. Like, who? I want to meet the man that signed the check for that deal. Because you couldn't have been thinking, like, this had to be your last week at Netflix. You had to have been like, I'm leaving. I've already put in my 2 weeks. This is my last week at Netflix. What y'all want?
This is my 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
I
I'm
choose.
accepting anything, Dash.
No, I choose to think that Netflix just entrusts this to like 2 and 3 people, and they're like, "Yo, here's your budget. Just buy whatever movies." And then they might get some good ones. They're like, "Yo,
So,
we got some 3
just
good
so
ones."
I know, Rubber on Rotten Tomato is rated 69%. For IMDb is 5.8 out of 10.
So
And
name
for Voodoo is 2.9 out of 5.
a movie real quick off the dome that you think is terrible.
69%.
So this is 69.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes,
69%.
69% of Rotten Tomatoes.
So name a movie that you
I
think
will
is
never
terrible.
trust Rotten Tomatoes again. I swear to God. They gave a lower score
To Pet
Justice
Cemetery.
League.
Pet Cemetery got a 15%.
Look up while you're on there. Look
They get a
up
lower
the
score
Need
than
for
you.
Speed movie.
Oh Jesus.
I see that one.
That was
Look.
like the knockoff Fast and Furious. It was
Here's the thing about the Need for Speed movie for me, honestly. Okay, 22%. So you're telling me a movie about a self-sufficient tire that blows up people just because, with no rhyme or reason, is better than a movie led by Aaron Paul. Driving a Mustang built by Carroll Shelby. That movie is worse
than a movie
than
about
a movie about a exploding tire.
Well, wait, hold on.
Rotten Tomatoes.
If you went to AMDB,
It's a 5.8.
Need-
5.8.
but Need for Speed was a 6.4.
So Rotten Tomatoes is trash.
No, Rotten Tomatoes is
We still love you, Rotten Tomatoes. Don't let them bash out like that.
I don't.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't like Rotten Tomatoes.
even if because I got a few movie ideas I want to put out, but when I put it out, even if they give me a low score, I'm just be like, they ain't worth shit anyway.
Yeah, it's Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes ain't shit. I don't care
Apparently,
what
because if you Google Rotten Tomatoes, the first thing that pops up is Rotten Tomatoes sucks.
Facts. Google don't
has
lie.
spoken. Google has spoken.
exactly.
All right, so close out
So-
Spawn for us.
So closing out Spawn, once we decided to do our favorite superheroes, I went ahead and did some more research into Spawn because, like I said, most of my reason I liked them so much was mainly because of the movie and the cartoon series. But I did not realize how OP this motherfucker really was.
from hell.
But even at that, like, there was.
He's apart from Devil, nigga. That's it.
But
Yeah,
here's the thing,
like,
no.
You a kid? You don't know that?
But here's the thing, though. Like, I think in
go to church,
one of
right?
the comics, he killed the devil, or killed like
If
one of
you
his top
have the
lieutenants.
ability to kill the devil, you got to be OP to begin with.
Well, that too. But then in one of the comics, I guess he becomes like Holy Spawn or something like that. Like he gets angel
He
wings.
fights for God.
Yeah. But he put God and the devil in timeout. Like that's one of the comics. He put God and the devil on their own planet to fight it out.
Check out on this one. Y'all go ahead and finish this out. And I'm gonna go ahead and check out.
Bro, it gets deep.
Yeah, and I
In the
was
Spawn series, it gets deep.
when I saw that I was like,
gets real deep.
so
When
you
my
telling
first
me
started at.
You telling me that Spawn was like, "Nah, I'm gonna put y'all two in timeout, and I'm gonna fix the Earth." That's basically what he did. He said,
much.
"Y'all two go
Because
to
he-
this planet and fight out whatever y'all differences
Because he
is.
disobeyed.
I'm gonna go fix the Earth." That's what he said to
Did
these
he
motherfuckers.
disobey the devil?
Yeah, I mean, but that's like off the rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to be. He
Yeah.
was nobody's pawn.
Yeah.
Basically.
So off the rip, him and the devil was at odds. That's why the Violator had an issue with him, which he didn't.
Yeah.
Of course, he killed the Violator, top
See, that's why I
lieutenant. But
say, like when people ask like most powerful beings, I always say Spawn.
Oh yeah, definitely Spawn's up there.
Spawn's up
Definitely.
there.
Spawn to kill
I didn't-
Static.
I
I'm
knew-
sorry, Static. I love you, Static, but
I was about to say, Spawn. Spawn was I always knew Spawn was powerful, but I just didn't know he was that powerful. You know what I mean?
the cape.
But still, like he put
Like I love Spawn.
like I said, the fact that he put
Spawn's
God,
really powerful.
the fact that he put
really
God and the
powerful.
devil in timeout, I was done. I was like, ain't nobody beating that.
Bro, when you that's OP.
OP.
That is really OP. Like super OP.
Well, yeah, we're going to take a quick break. Well, I guess not a quick break because it's already an hour and 30 into this. But we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, we back. And now it's Camden's turn to tell us about his favorite superhero.
So my man has been mentioned several times during this podcast.
J5.
Several times. So to me, I remember one of the first. He's not a superhero. First off, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I've always been the anti-hero type of guy, but he was one of the first guys. When I first seen him in the original Spider-Man cartoon that came out in the 90s. I don't know if y'all remember.
Classic.
I
You know what's-
loved Spider-Man.
Funny about that, I didn't notice that was him until after I saw the movie. But go
And
ahead.
a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
So when I first seen this character, I seen him in the Spider-Man cartoon, Spider-Man universe, when Spider-Man was fighting Morbius.
This is the animated Spider-Man?
Yes.
From the 90s.
When the plane exploded, they
One
kept
of-
going over this.
one of
The
top,
Amazing
look,
Spider-Man.
one of
Like,
the top 5 greatest animated
Okay,
series
just make sure.
ever made. I don't give.
it's got to be up there.
Yo, it is up there.
It's got to.
But my man Blade, aka Eric, what is it? Eric Brooks,
AKA
Yes.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley, New Jack
Oh,
City.
that black ass Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
I'm playing.
Wesley Tax
I'm playing.
Evasion Snipes.
AKA the only reason there is a Marvel Cinematic Universe anyways.
Which a lot
Gotta
of
come back to
people
him.
don't even know. Like when I was a kid, I had no clue that when that Blade movie come out, that was the same character. I couldn't. For some reason, my brain didn't put 2 and 2 together. So when I seen that episode, I was like, man, who is this? He's a half vampire, which resonated with me already. I was like, oh, he's half something. I love it.
right. I feel
I love
that.
it. Yo, he's half vampire, half human. I was like, well, I'm half black, half white. You know what? I'm mixing the two together.
Just
I
like
don't
some
care.
light-skinned niggas.
Exactly.
God
we
damn, boy.
doing it.
Fucking light skinned
We
nigga.
doing it. I'm doing it. I don't care. He was D Walker. Let's get it. Yo, I love him.
And you
I
know
loved
what?
him.
He was fucking black bitches.
Oh, that's fine. That's
And he was dark
fine.
skinned nigga.
Oh my God, you're so dirty.
This is going off on a whole nother
whole nother.
tangent.
Y'all-
You know what? Go ahead. Go
Don't
ahead.
mind Dash.
He's just over here talking.
But when I first seen Blade, I was like, yo, this guy's that man. I was like, I don't know what this shit. I love his character as a whole, like his character. And then they came out with the movie, and the movie, I swear to goodness, I've probably watched that movie over 100 times. Like from childhood to now to adulthood, I have watched that movie so much. That first movie was revolutionary.
Can I talk about my favorite scene from that movie?
Go ahead.
Is at the end, like right after he gets like soaks in that blood.
Yep.
And he comes, does that swan dive off the top. That's not even my favorite part though. My favorite part was when he had beat that one dude and he was on the ground and the bruh kicked him 3 times.
remember that.
Yelled Frost and then kicked him again. Like he was that pissed at Frost. He kicked that mug 3 times and then said, Frost! Kicked bruh through the wall. I was like, bruh. I was like, I do not want to be Frost right now.
You know what I thought was
Blade
amazing?
is pissed.
How his sunglasses always came back to him.
Oh yeah.
It was so epic. Yo,
And then that techno music started playing.
when I was a child, when I was a kid, I wanted that fucking haircut and the tattoos. I told my parents, I was like, yo, I want that tattoo.
He's
Two
too light-skinned
parts
for
on the
that.
side and everything.
Yo,
Gotta
on,
have
on
it.
the fucking head and everything. They was like, well, you can't have that. I was like,
VP
come on, man. I
hardcore.
want that. I want the tattoos on my head. I want the designs and I want all that. I want all that. And I'm glad I didn't get it now because I'm bald. So it would look really crusty right now.
And I be joning you like
Yeah. You be trashing me right now. I be getting trashed all over the place. But I didn't care. Especially his sword. Come on, bro. The sword that he had in the movie. Like it do that little thing and it blasted off my man's hand. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like, yo.
because the spikes came out when it ticked. That
Yes.
shit was hard.
Yes.
Then he said, "Oh, this is a nice sword."
So I didn't know this. So with him being my favorite, like the older I got, so I do a little bit of research or whatever on him. And like I didn't know that he was actually introduced in 1973. It was-
Really?
Yes.
Actually, I do kind of remember.
First
'cause I think,
appearance was in a comic called Tomb of Dracula.
Yeah.
That was his first appearance.
73.
73.
Actually,
So
I
he's
didn't
been
know
around a minute.
It's just that
really
that
impressive.
He didn't get as popular as the rest.
But no, he didn't. He didn't. Now, do I know the full extent of his? I would have to definitely do a little bit more stuff on him because when it comes to comics, man, it gets complicated. Anybody listening, I don't care what you say, it gets deep and it gets complicated. But he's been around for a minute. And so for them to come out with a standalone movie in '98. And
Which was good.
Which is crazy because like nobody like when the movie I remember the trailers and everything like it was yesterday. It's crazy. When the movie first came out and you was like, who is this guy? Like, but you seen Wesley Snipes and Wesley Snipes already around that time. It was like, this might
Before
be this
there
might
was
be
tax issues. Just playing. I'm playing. Don't get me Wesley Snipes. I'm playing.
It's so true. Tax evasion ass motherfucker.
man, messed him up. Oh man,
Yeah, they got my man's. But you know what? Before like
Coming to America though, he gonna be hard to come to America too.
Uncle Sam said, "Give me my money."
yo, you can't escape Uncle Sam. He's in your DMs.
Isn't he in? He's in a new movie.
Coming to America too.
No, there was something else that got released. It's got him in it.
Well, first off, I love Wesley Snipes
Did y'all see
at the
him?
time as an actor. You know what I'm saying?
Dolomite. That's what it
I was
was.
gonna say that.
It was
He was funny.
Dolomite is my
Dolomite.
name. He's in
I love
Dolomite
that
is my
movie,
name.
actually.
Hold on. What's the movie where he's with Tommy Lee Jones? You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. Wesley Snipes, Tommy Lee Jones. Yo, that right there.
I'm horrible with names. You gotta give me like a description of the movie, like what was going on in the movie.
Well, he's a ex-military and he's a fugitive from the U.S. Marshals.
I didn't see that one.
in the description.
In the description.
Yeah.
Called U.S. Marshals. Oh, one of my favorite movies.
I didn't see that one.
Phenomenal.
That was pretty good.
Phenomenal movie. You know what? I didn't know that it's a remake from an older movie. There was another movie like that. Same plot line and everything. Had no clue.
I just seen U.S. Marshal. I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. This is the bomb diggity.com. You know what I'm saying?
It's really strange how many movies that we see as new and current, but are remakes of older movies that we're just not aware of.
Favorite Denzel Washington movie?
Don't do that.
I went there.
Yo, man.
I was curious.
Look,
After.
I'm talking about Blade. I am talking about Blade.
That's a whole that we can't go into that right
Look,
now.
I am going. Look, we gonna get there. We gonna get there.
Just
Right.
quick highlight.
I can't do that.
Man on Fire.
I can't do that.
Training Day.
I can't do that. You keep
dad's
you
really
reaching, bro. Yo, he
Really trying.
He's
really
trying,
poking
bro.
at the issue right
He
now.
really poking the bell.
He go tell me.
I'm not telling you right now.
Is he on that God list you was talking about earlier?
He has to be in the God list. I put
Absolutely.
Denzel top 10.
Okay, that fills up 2 spots already. You only got 18 left. Don't think we gonna
He
forget.
keeping track.
I
mug
got a
counting.
notebook and everything, bruh.
Yo, people listen. Yo, he really got a notebook. Listen right now. Yo, he marking me down right now.
They got 18 spots left.
We all know Denzel's top 10.
Look, we all.
If he's not on your top 10 list, I'm stopping you.
Oh my gosh, you're so violent.
Yeah,
But-
hear that.
But so, yeah. So when it comes to, like, don't get me wrong, there are some fantastic. I believe there's not. I don't think there's enough, but I think there's some really good black superheroes out there. But as far, I don't know if you realize this or not, but there's a, like you said, Spawn, which is an anti-hero. He's not really a superhero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? I like Blade. I love Blade. Like, I love Blade. He's not.
He's the first Marvel superhero, correct? Didn't he start it off?
First,
One with a live action.
No,
No,
because there was an old ass Captain America movie that was.
we're not gonna talk about that though.
I don't know anything about
Because
that.
then there
before
was a-
Blade, we were known at Marvel for like cartoons and comics.
Yes. And see, there was a lot of people know this. There was an unreleased Fantastic Four movie.
that looked horrible.
That was probably still horrible like the rest of them.
Yo, you don't even understand the level of terrible it looks.
It was trash.
Oh my god, I'd rather watch doo-doo go down the toilet all day than watch that motherfucker.
On repeat.
On repeat. Like, it is bad. It is bad.
Rather watch Rubber than that movie.
Which got rated 5.8 out of 10.
Don't know how that happened.
69%.
69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, shout out to Rotten Tomatoes for scoring terrible movies.
Hey,
real high.
wait. It gave Get Out a 99% or 100% when it came out.
Because Get Out was amazing.
So you can't say Rotten Tomatoes is completely bad because
No, they fuck up.
Yeah.
Excuses, I don't care.
Yeah.
They get it wrong a lot of the time.
At least
There's a lot of-
60%.
I was about to say, there's a lot of movies that Rotten Tomato gave bad reviews to, and then I went and watched, and I was like,
And then the fans came
think
in
one right off
and
the
gave
top.
good,
I just know-
good reviews.
Exactly.
You know what? Matter of fact, look up the reviews on Blade.
Just said Need for Speed. That shit was
We don't want to talk about
well, nobody cares about Need for Speed.
terrible.
Yeah, look at
like
look
Rotten
at the
Tomatoes said
reviews
it
on
was.
Blade. Because see, me, Blade and Blade 2, see, like me, I love Blade 2. That was my favorite one. I thought Blade 3 was I thought it was hot garbage. But
So just so you know, for
Trinity
Rotten
was hot
Tomato,
garbage, man.
Blade, the first movie, got a 56% from Rotten Tomato and a 78% from the audience.
Thought Rotten Tomatoes was good.
56%. You trying to tell me a movie about a killer tire got better reviews than Blade?
Okay, well, while he's talking about
From
Blade,
Rotten
let me
Tomatoes.
research
What's
why
the-
they gave it 56%. I'll research it and I'll
You know,
let
we're
you know.
not trying to
the
bash you, Rotten
IMD
Tomatoes. But at the same
score?
token,
y'all be getting it wrong. a lot.
y'all want some other stuff,
But
bro.
to give you an
If
example,
y'all need some better reviewers,
Dave
we're
Chappelle.
available
All day.
down here at Underground Nerd Nation.
Absolutely.
Right.
In South Carolina. You know, stand up.
but the Blade
864 all
the
day
Dave
long.
Chappelle stand up, the Dave Chappelle stand up, Sticks and Stones.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They only
Really
gave
good.
it 35%.
What?
What?
35%.
Wow, that's
You know what? And that's probably because he got a lot of critics. I felt like you only
Because
that alone should discredit.
I don't want to go on my soapbox, but this new
we have to.
People
I mean,
are
and I'm not
so
sure. I'm not really
soft
trying to.
now.
I'm not trying to like colorize it too. But I only feel like if you're a black, you understood that. Dave Chappelle talks more to black people, and if the less is like funny jokes,
But he makes it to where everybody can understand, though.
It-
That's what puts Dave Chappelle in a whole nother tier when it comes to
I agree.
stand-up comedian.
You
but
look at Dave
people
Chappelle.
can't handle the truth. You can handle the fact that it can be true too. But if people don't like the truth, they will bash you on it every time.
That's another episode because I think Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian of all time.
How can
But that's a whole nother episode.
Depends on who you are, because as a black person, we look at Dave Chappelle differently as far as intellectual. Like
Yeah,
this
but-
nigga is spitting facts of like how life lives.
Let me just point out this real fast. Now, we all know the seasons and how they played out with Dave Chappelle when he left the show. How is it possible that the lost episodes were hosted by Wayne Brady if Dave Chappelle did not appeal to different audiences other than black? Because that's Wayne Brady's specialty.
Yeah. Matter of fact, there was a lot of, I don't want to necessarily say hate, but it was a lot of people that was like, well, Wayne Brady only appeals to white people, so
Yeah.
you know,
But how was he able
Very
to?
true.
It's not like they were able to release 1 or 2 episodes and then pull him and put somebody else up there. He was able to finish out that whole thing, and it was able to work.
Of course, because they were still playing Dave Chappelle's shows. He wasn't hosting it, but he was still in the video.
Which Dave Chappelle's is on HBO Max. I don't know if y'all knew that or not.
Man, I got the whole DVD
yeah.
box set. It's up
Ooh, let's get
with
it.
the lost episodes and everything. What
Okay,
you talking about?
back to the
the
subject
topic.
at hand. But so you first seen Blade in the movie.
Yeah, that was my
You
first.
first seen Blade in the movie, Dash.
Correct.
Adrian,
Movie.
movie.
Yep.
So okay, so I'm the only one that's seen the cartoon the
Yep.
first time.
Well, I was about to say I saw him in the cartoon first, but I didn't know
You
what I
didn't
was
know.
looking at.
You
So
didn't know.
mentally speaking, the
Yeah.
first time I was made aware of Blade was the
Yeah.
movie.
Gotcha. So like for everybody listening, I'll tell you what. I don't know. I'm just speaking to my 90s my 90s folks. You know what I'm saying? Like when I said, like I said, when I seen that episode, you know, because I don't know if y'all realize this, but that Spider-Man show, it really brought in a lot more people than y'all realize.
Yo,
Have you went back and watched it? Have you went back and watched it? at
I
all?
have started watching it again, and
That-
it's almost like you forget how good it really
Yeah.
was.
Exactly.
Like,
you
And
really
not only how good it was, how much content was actually in it.
yes.
how they changed the storyline from episode to episode to incorporate different storylines back to back like that.
Cause see, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with the audience. I didn't read comics as a kid. I read one comic, and that was after I watched the Spider-Man show. I bought a Spider-Man. I remember my first comic I bought myself. I remember plain as day. I was at the Garden Spot here in Greenville, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Stand up. It was a cartoon. It was a comic, Spider-Man comic, where he fought he run into the Juggernaut.
What?
It was a
Spider-Man runs into the Juggernaut.
The
Now,
Juggernaut.
this I
it
gotta
was
hear.
like Juggernaut comes to New York.
Another spinoff.
So Juggernaut came to New York. So of course, I don't know if people don't realize this, but Juggernaut is pretty much unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
He's unstoppable. I don't care. People really sleep on how strong Juggernaut is. And people like to. I love how people say like he's a mutant. He's not a mutant.
No,
He's not a mutant.
If anybody's sleeping on Juggernaut's abilities, they need to watch the original 90s X-Men cartoon when Juggernaut comes to town, because that dude is knocking over whole trains in motion with no...
So
Bruh,
So
come
in
on.
the comic, man, like Spider-Man pretty much like he outwitted him, of course, but he punched him, broke his hand. Like it was bad. Like Spider-Man could do nothing with Juggernaut, right?
Nope.
So he pretty much just ended up telling Juggernaut like
it's been such a long time since I actually still have the comic from the 90s. I still have it. It's in my box at home. But you know, that's when I became like real big into Spider-Man. Then when I watched the show and I seen Blade, you know, seeing Blade as a black anti-hero, but at the time I didn't know what anti-hero meant. I just thought, I was like, yo, this dude is freaking awesome. I thought he was awesome. And so that's why. And then when they came out with the movie and Wesley Snipes portrayed him, and I was like, yo, this dude is insane. Because, like, could you imagine? Because as everybody knows, we associate vampirism with immortality. So that's the thing. Like, Blade is immortal.
Is he? Or are you going to make comic or movie? Because in movies, he's not immortal.
Is he not?
He's not.
When did they say that?
When they try to take his blood and somebody saves him from taking his blood.
Yeah, I thought him being
somehow-
half vampire meant he did not have
Yeah.
the
He
full ability.
No, he's got all the strengths of the vampire, but he also has the weakness when it comes to having to feed on blood, aka plasma. That's why he has to.
Do you
feed.
not remember the first movie when they trapped him in the contraption that took the needles through him and his blood was like draining? If
Yeah.
it was not for the girl releasing him out of there and him falling in the pool of blood, he would have died. What are you talking about?
Did
Well,
they
I
say he
think-
was gonna die?
He would have died.
Well,
No,
no, I
they-
think when you talk about
was
immortality, you're talking
implied.
about from the sense of he doesn't age, because technically all the vampires that Blade killed died.
If I think of immortality, you can't die. Period. That's
But I thought the whole thing was
So
that
when
a vampire could not die unless they were killed by another vampire. And that's why
It depends on the lore or whatever you're going into. Like, you know, of course, when they came up with vampires can die by sunlight. Immortality is just a phrase stating that you can live forever, if not tampered with. So you can be killed. It's just that you don't die to natural causes. You feel me?
So more
Definition-wise.
invulnerability. More
That's the best.
invulnerability more than
not,
immortality.
Not invulnerability, because invulnerability means you can't die to anything. Immortality is just basically stating like you can't die to like old age.
Okay.
You can't die to cancer. You can't die to basically
Normal,
disease.
natural
Yeah.
type
I
things.
guess you could say normal, natural, like I guess you could say like sickness and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You're always in physical peak health.
my definition is living forever, never dying or decaying.
Yes. So basically, you cannot die. Like that's why Logan, he's not immortal. He's not. He don't have immortality.
Correct.
But he's been around since the 1800s.
Because he can regenerate really fast.
It's because of his mutant
Healing
powers.
factor.
Right.
But like Apocalypse, a lot of people don't know this. And not a lot of people do. But Apocalypse was considered the very first mutant.
Mm-hmm.
Apocalypse is immortal. He's been around since the Egyptian
I will
times.
say, but he's immortal because he breaks what like the laws of physics, right? Because he's not really
Well, his powers are really.
he has multiple like his body isn't really
The
there.
abilities of Apocalypse are so widespread. Like
But they
he can
showed
pull
that-
energy from other beings to keep him alive.
They expand on it, but at the same token, it's oh my god!
Because I know you saw that
You can
Thanos
go
versus
dead.
Darkseid. No, you said Apocalypse. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I'm thinking wrong character.
Woo! Where you going,
Yeah,
Dad?
that's
Sorry,
a
Dad.
whole nother
I'm sorry.
thing.
Wrong character.
Bring that back.
Wrong
Bring that
character.
back.
I'm thinking Darkseid. Sorry.
Come back, Dash.
Sorry.
Come back,
Bring
Dash.
it back.
Sorry.
Bring it back.
I was thinking Darkseid, not Apocalypse. I don't know too much about Apocalypse. I'm sorry. My bad.
Come back, Dash.
My bad.
Come back to it.
But I was gonna go Darkseid real quick, but
They look alike.
Well,
They look
yeah.
alike. They do look alike. They do look alike. But me, like I said, Blade, love him. He's like, but every character that just y'all said, like I said, I love what the direction that these comics are going in, bringing in minorities. I mean, come on, Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel has literally only been around, I don't know, several years. She's fairly new. She's a Pakistani young lady that has literally took comics by storm. Like, people love her. I love her. I think she's awesome. With the powers of like Mr. Fantastic, and then she loves Captain Marvel, so she took on the role of Miss. Like the direction that comics are taking.
Are you talking about comic or movies?
Comics. Okay. She's not been in the movie yet.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
Oh,
y'all hear that? Yet.
Yeah, it's coming.
She was in the video game that just came out.
Calling it now.
Which I don't really want to comment on because that video game, it hurt my soul. But Miss Marvel is, I love Miss Marvel. I love the Kamala Khan. She is a fantastic character. I love her as a character, and how they did with her, like the whole direction that comics is taken. That's bringing in different minorities of different cultures and stuff like that into the Marvel universe. I feel like they're doing Jack Kirby and Stan Lee a service, because Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, like they came out with this stuff in like the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff was like real back in the day, but they did not feel that way. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, true story with Black Panther. Yes, I know none of our favorite characters were Black Panther, but we still love the character Black Panther, just like we love the character Falcon. We love the character of Luke Cage. By the way, I love Luke Cage.
Didn't like Falcon. Sorry.
Storm. Jack Kirby, they told Jack Kirby about like Black Panther when he came up with the costume design or whatever, whatnot of him, and he went against people about his costume design. Like, he went against him because he wanted to show the truth. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like these minority characters, like black characters and stuff like that, like, we have come a long way, but people don't realize that comics have been talking about this struggle in the books, and people are just now relating it to what's going on now.
That's what I say, because I feel like you say it's been out for a long time, but it's only the movie recently that's been out.
Yeah, but even like, so let's talk.
Just recent.
Let's talk about the influence, though. Let's talk about how Professor X and Magneto were sculpted after the ideals of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Like, that's some deep stuff to get into, talking about with comic books. Like, this is supposed to be for kids, and we're talking about revolutionary ideas.
And the fact that Stan Lee, like, when he made the X-Men universe in general, he based the mutant struggle off of black people.
Yeah.
Off of racism.
Of racism, but I'm talking about specifically us in America trying to battle this stuff, just wanting to be equal. People hating you just because you are something.
Yeah.
And I was like, once
100%.
I learned that, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's eye-opening for sure.
Look, this
I know we're a little bit off a topic. I'm just kind of curious, since we're talking about superheroes and we're nerds. What would you classify as your best superhero video game that you've played personally?
This is only an hour show.
I know. It's just,
I was going to say, we had 2 hours
But
now.
we had 2 hours now. We can all. That's another hour show. So I just want to let you know that, because I can go back to the 90s when I first started playing like some of these old school shit.
I say we just list one and not describe why.
No, I can't do that because I'm going to describe my shit. No, that is for another episode, Dash.
Okay.
Quick, going on topic.
I was about to say, because anything y'all mention, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I got to say something about
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, because I got mine locked and loaded. I'm ready.
Well, I just want to say,
who is it?
I really appreciate anybody that's listening right now that's giving their time, giving their day and their ears to us, because this is something that we have been dreaming of, been planning, been wanting to do for a long time. You know, and this is what we do right now. What we do is what you hear is what we do.
Yeah,
we do this
anytime we get together.
Anytime.
This is all we do.
Anytime.
We appreciate any love, all the love. It's so cool that we can get together and do this.
So like this is like we're just wanting to bring y'all into our daily conversations to when we talk to each other. So, you know, this is why, yes, this is the first time that we're actually getting to do this. We wanted to bring other people into the family. You know, we wanted to bring other people into the nation. You know what I'm saying? Come to the underground. Come with us. And, you know, if you comment on our stuff, man, like, let us know, like, what you think that, what's your opinions on what we talk about, or what would you like us to talk about? You know, we like feedback. You know what I'm saying? We love feedback. You know what I'm saying? It gives us definitely ideas to bring to y'all so y'all can listen to and stuff. So,
and definitely stick with us, because once this thing starts going, you will not be disappointed. We got a lot of stuff.
we're not stopping.
So much content.
We're not
Got a
stopping.
lot of stuff planned.
We're not stopping.
Definitely, as you saw a little preview of how off topic we kept getting. It's just showing the content of how much stuff we can really talk about.
You know what's really crazy is the whole time we didn't even talk about no sports. But we're going to hold that for a whole different thing.
But we know,
I was
you
about to say,
know,
we get
Brooklyn
specialty
Nets.
episode. You know what? Don't even say nothing. Don't even say nothing.
It's
man.
late.
Just,
We gonna-
just know we going into sports, hip hop.
Y'all been watching
tech,
the news.
all that
James
stuff.
Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant, baby. Championship all
We
the way.
want y'all to be a part of our daily conversation because we talk about everything.
Any and everything.
Everything.
And we talk a lot of shit.
And we do that.
All day, every day.
Definitely.
Well, I just want to say, man, much love to everybody listening to us.
Hold up. Did y'all still want to go ahead and do the intros?
I thought we did intros.
Not
didn't.
really. We kind of just told our names and
You know what?
and
Let's
went into it.
let's do this. Everybody that's listening, we appreciate you. If you want to know more about us, how we came to be, what makes us us, how we feel everything started, come on back. We gonna start off the next episode like that.
Okay, I'm down with that.
I can dig that.
So
I can dig that.
make sure you comment below exactly what you want to know about us, and we'll talk about it.
Facts.
Facts.
I'm with it.
Yeah. You know what
All
I'm saying? So,
Ladies and gentlemen, it was fun. Had a
Signed
great
it off.
time. Some
Well,
great people.
Thank y'all
Great
for
audience.
listening.
this is the beginning. This ain't the end.
And hopefully y'all can take this journey with us.
We got so much in store for y'all. Y'all don't you don't even understand. We got so much in store for y'all.
Wait till the video content come in.
Right.
Oh, it's
Also-
coming.
Also, let us know if you like the 2-hour episode, or if you feel like we need to cut it down some. Because originally it was supposed to be an hour, but we had 2 hours already.
We
So
went on a tangent.
long.
We got
tangent.
excited. We was excited.
But we was having
real
fun
excited.
Light
with it.
skinned people's fault.
This is
Oh, see this dude. We almost made it. We almost made it.
we almost.
almost made
Adrian, we almost made it.
it. God dang, boy. We tried. We tried, but you know.
Dark skinned people ruling.
God dang, boy. I can't.
Edit that out there.
You go ahead and pull that.
So we was going to end on a happy note until Dash came up.
Well, I'm Camden.
I'm Adrian.
I'm Dash.
And I'm Keston. I'll see y'all later.
Later.